Jackson. Hi, everyone. Hi. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry for the delay. Sounds like Toe Jam and Earl for rock and roll. Well, that's a little known fact is that Toe Jam and Earl, the soundtrack, was provided entirely by Janet Jackson. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. Hey man. So let me just look up Night of the Living Dead on the internet. And we're just gonna play it. Internet Archive. So that's great because that's an official balls because it's from the government. It's from the Library of Congress. I actually was gonna look it up on the Internet Archive.
It's the most downloaded video on Internet Archive.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do Internet.
And I found out why it's public domain.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you like to? Or wait, maybe we'll. Let's hold off for a second. We'll talk about that in a second. Let me see. Night of the Living. I wonder if it'll be better if we. No, that's a stupid thing. Just download it. Go. Hey, just stream it. Night of the Living Dead. Project Gutenberg. Sci-fi horror. This is the entire dang thing, yeah? Error loading player, no playable sources count. Well, this is definitely something I should have done before. Hey, everybody. The music is super loud. Let's turn that down. Hi. Let's, also... Hey, look at this scary game I've been playing.
Dude, what is this?
No, it's called Layers of Fear. It's called Layers of Fear. Hold on a second. Hey, everybody. It's Jeff. Hold on a second. Let's get everything all set up here. Guys, thanks for sticking around.
Layers of Fear. This looks right up my alley.
Yeah, man. You want to see a little bit? You walk around this place. There's a checkerboard.
Just playing some checkers.
Just playing some checks. I was saying, I was like, hey, you know you're confident when in your horror movie you use checkers as a metaphor, not chess. You're just like,
because
hey, shoot some ladders.
I want to be real straight with my metaphors. Metaphors for the common man.
Madeline, you're not dead. That's fantastic.
Hey.
Honestly, that could be, hey, you know more than most.
Yo, what's up, Josie Poe?
Yo. I mean, hey, honestly, very glad to hear that because of, all the stuff that was going on where you lived for a while. It's good to see you. I hope things are good.
What's up, Paradoxal Delivery?
Blam, blam, bloom. What?
That looks like a really cool game.
It is. It's cool. It's atmospheric.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
I just like getting a little creeped out.
Yeah.
That's why I always liked Silent Hill.
Yeah. A lot of people like that. I think Silent Hill is. Yeah, you're not special. A lot of people like.
Yeah.
No. I've played very little of those games. I played a very little bit of Silent Hill. I think it scared the crap out of me when I was. Yeah, when I was
it really
a
scared
wee lad.
Me as a teenager, yeah.
All the facial hair magnificence is fantastic. Because we've been joined by more facial hair.
You're like I like what's going on here so much that I'm almost considering I wouldn't really have to do much. It's already pretty thin.
Are you gonna do it?
Like I go really far.
Oh my gosh! And when we go, if you're going trick or treating with us, Mario and Luigi.
Oh no! Oh no!
Or like, here's the deal, and then Kelsey, or like, you could be like Mario, Kelsey could be Luigi, I could be Wario, and yeah. But that's like that's
Kelsey will want to be Toad. She's always Toad.
She's right. She's right. Toad is the best. Toad is the best.
Yeah.
Toad is the best. Guys, Toad is the best. Yeah, what is this? You've been MIA for too long. Oh, what is this? What is this? What is this? You remember filmography, possibly.
No, this is a direct for anytime someone says, yeah, what's going on with that? They're talking about your mustache.
Oh, yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that bit of perspective.
If you're in doubt, just be like,
yeah.
it's my
it's
mustache.
this thing. You be Waluigi. Wolf Rat. No, you didn't. We haven't started it yet. We haven't even found it yet. We're going to be here for hours. Yeah.
Wait, who's Waluigi?
So Waluigi, I don't know much of this.
Oh, is that Wario Luigi?
Yeah, which is.
Oh, I didn't even know. Is there a game called Waluigi?
What is he in, guys?
Yeah, what is
he
he
in like
featured
Luigi's Haunted Castle or something? Tell us about
That's all I remember.
because Wario is from Super Mario
What's
Land.
that summer and trumpet?
Waluigi was first in Mario Tennis.
Was Mario Tennis the
Oh.
Virtua Boy one? Do you remember Virtua Boy?
Vague. I never played it.
Oh, dude, it always smelled like I just associate it with the smell of sweat. You know,
'Cause-
it smelled like hockey gear. It just had a really
Because people were really intensely playing.
well. It's just the stupidest system because like it didn't strap to your head. It was on a stand and you had to go like this.
Yes, that sounds familiar.
and it hurt your eyes. Like it hurt your eyes.
He's the same age as Luigi. Okay. He's the precocious purple pie man from Porcupine Peak. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate the alliteration. What? Cold Blood, what are you doing?
Guys, you're playing this inside baseball game is
Such a great comparison. Oh, everyone knows. Not me, though. I don't know. Not me, though. I'm not the one who understands. So YouTube. So here, yeah, that's a cool thing. Well, okay. I was like, but I don't want to.
I was gonna ask you, can we do YouTube? Because it's on YouTube.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know what the rule. But I mean, like, it's not like we're going to infringe on someone else's copyright of Night of the Living Dead. You know what? Oh, I know where we're going to go. I know what we're going to do.
I mean, it's
I
for real
figured it out.
okay to watch.
Of course.
I know that much now.
Of course, yeah. And I thought it would be cool to watch it on the Internet Archive because then I could be like, bruh, it was the government. But it says error loading player and it's not doing anything. So Night of the Living Dead. Let's see. There's actually a website called Public Domain Movies. Excuse me.
And the Boston Red Sox just won the World Series.
Are you serious? Good for them.
Go Sox.
Go Sox. The Spurs won last night, which makes me happy.
Yeah, I saw what's his name was at the Spurs game wearing a Beto hat.
Who? Oh, LeBron.
LeBron.
I
was.
saw that
I was
too.
like,
Bron.
what? LeBron's getting in on it.
LeBron with the Beto. You heard our election machines are all messed up. They've
Yeah,
been
and then I read
switching-
the article,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, so
It's like
they're not-
people
but
just-
boy,
yeah.
does it didn't seem good.
I know the someone retweeted a headline too that like it was kind of a little more inflammatory. That
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
like,
way more nefarious, and yeah.
Alan. I mean, Madeline. Sorry, Allie. Sorry, Madeline. Thank you so much for the 3 months of unbelievable
He's having
support.
a mustache stroke.
My brain just broke. Thank you so much. It's Madeline. Thank you for those 3 months of unbelievable support. How are you? Glad to see you. Hope things are good. How have things been? Hope you've been well. Just been working a lot, it seemed like you said. Let me scroll back up. Sister used to watch it.
That mustache dough.
That mustache dough. Yeah. Pretty doughy around the mustache there. I don't think the Twitch police can metaphorically kick your... Oh. What's happening? Sig Epic. Oh, that was Sig Epic. Scription. Na. Hey, that's cool.
I like it when you sing it to me.
Subscription. Do I do that sometimes? Subscription.
It felt like you were doing it just now, and I was like, this is too intimate.
Thank you so much. So, sorry. Sig Epic, thank you for the 16 months
Super stoked to be back, my dudes.
of unbelievable support. Thank you so much. That mustache, though. And it's
Dude,
been
I
good
am
for the
chill.
3 months. Thank you. Yeah, he's pretty chill. He's pretty chill. We're buds. I can say it. Buds? I can say it. I feel like I gotta throw it back to... I watched Medicine Man the other day.
I don't even know what that is.
I know. I got a wild
Is
hair
it a
on my
what?
ass. Yeah. So, no, we're going
Sorry,
into
you're starting to say things now that you usually say, but now with
it's
the
with the
mustache.
mustache. Oh yeah.
I'm like, I got a wild hair in my ass, and I'm like, I don't know what to make of that.
I'm really excited because so Medicine Man is a film starring Sean Connery and Lorraine Bracco. Sean Connery of being in the world as Sean Connery,
Yeah.
and Lorraine Bracco of Goodfellas.
Mm-hmm.
And like
What year is this?
what Connery
is this?
1990, like probably 3 or 4.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and
Perfect.
Here's the deal. It is, it's just super because like, there are all these movies in the 90s that are in my brain cataloged that I know very little about, but I know the covers.
Yeah.
Or I saw like previews for them in front of DVDs that we rent or like VHSs that we rented because I'm old.
What's the Medicine Man
So
cover?
Medicine Man, well, it's just him standing like this and
What's it? Okay, what Connery hair is he rocking?
It's
it
a ponytail.
Okay, I think I know
The
because
rainforest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's
I gotta look it up now.
It's
Sorry.
great. It's really great. Akashi was like, I love this movie, and it's Oscar material. It is. I love it. I love it.
It's a good movie, or is it?
I love it.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
it is I think it is a good movie, and it has everything. Yeah, it has everything 90s. First of all, it has a wonderful like pan fluty soundtrack where like the music is way better than it needs to be. Here, I'm gonna
Get it in there.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at him.
Give me that.
Full khaki head to toe.
I'm the medicine man.
I'm the medicine man.
Yes. No,
Lorraine Bracco.
When did you get the vote? You're a woman. That's kind of. And it is like you're like, oh, that's overtly sexist. Oh, it's part of his character. I get it. And then
But anytime there's stuff like that, when it comes to Sean Connery,
You're
he's like,
was
I
that
need
in the
I
script?
need you to write that in.
I need to appeal to my base. Sorry. Things might sound bad, real bad right now. Do they sound real bad? I jostled the cord, so to speak. Is the epitome of sex? Sure. Yeah. Ism. And sex and sexism. But anyway, he lives. He's an esteemed chemist or something, and he's traveled into the rainforest deep to, and he's been living there for years. And they go down to find him, kind of like some sort of Dr. Livingston or something. And he's found this. He's had this crazy medical breakthrough. And Lorraine Bracco is this feisty, very, very, very intelligent researcher as well. And anyway, it's great. And it has.
So it is a good movie.
Yeah, I like it.
Not in like an ironic way.
No, I like it.
Interesting.
But it's in that 90s way.
Sure.
But it's great.
Which is great.
It's great. And it's like, you just go like, and it's McTiernan.
Oh, really?
It's McTiernan. And
wow.
And it has this like, because it's that at that right. I feel like there were a lot of like going into the jungle movies in the 90s. Like
Mosquito Coast.
Mosquito Coast.
It's one of the best ones.
Yeah. And I mean, like Congo.
Yeah.
And like.
Love Congo.
Yeah. And,
Love Congo.
You know, I've never seen Congo.
What?
I know.
We're going to do
I
Congo.
know. And
it's terrible in all the right ways.
And I think you can tell. Well, Sean Connery is the epitome of this. He's a sex symbol. He's kind of like.
Has
one
anyone
of
seen
three.
Zardos, where he's wearing a
Someone
red
mentioned it
diaper? He just had that body he was just in that time where it's just like, because if you watch Zardos,
what's Burt Reynolds wearing?
Yeah.
You tell me. I'll wear that.
and I'll wear one lash.
Yes, exactly. Oh, my towel's split. That's fine. Give me a belt. I don't care.
It's like I need to gain an extra 5 pounds. I'm too in shape.
That's right. Of course you've seen Zardos. Nice. In this John. What's up, honey plays? Anyway, it's just great. And it because it is at that right, there's a beautiful, I mean, even like Fern Gully and like, I never saw Jumanji, but I guess Jumanji's probably, I don't know, maybe not. It's in the jungle. There's this nice dovetailing of 90s movies where they're like, it's in the jungle. And also, there's a serious save the rainforest message in it. And I'm like, That's like, cool. I unironically am like, it's just really nice to like remember a time when that was first ramping up. Like the 90s were when America really kind of was like, hey, like, let's recycle. And people were like, you mean put my trash in a different trash? What are you doing?
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I know. Remember when we cared about tree? I know. Hey, did you guys see that news item that said that the world's going to end by 2032? It's going to be uninhabitable.
Where'd you read that?
It was on. Okay, so to cite my source, it was on Saturday Night Live Weekend Update.
Okay.
But they bring up factual sources.
I mean,
Yeah, it was good.
I buy it.
Yeah, I know. What a tree's done.
We're burning it down.
Hey.
So, hey,
Yep.
there it is.
Let's watch Night of the Living Dead because let's not talk about the state of the world. Let's watch a horror movie that comments on the state of the world years ago.
That's right.
And then use that as a prism through which to safely view a conceptualized idea of what's wrong in the world and not actually have to deal with what's literally wrong with the world.
Right.
Cool?
I'm also excited to watch this because I read up on it and I didn't realize how low budget of a movie it is. And it's just cool to knowing what I know now. Like, they really, like, through sheer willpower got this movie made.
Yes.
And it was like,
Which is awesome.
and they all were just, it was like a very democratic process. Like, at one point someone else was going to direct it, and of the four that like kind of came up together, and they just like, they all put $600 in.
Yeah.
And
Really?
Between like 10 people, and they're like, we'll make it for 6,000. And then they're like, well, we can't do that. And then it went to 12, and then it ultimately ended up being like 114,000 when it was all said and done. But they made it for like 60 grand at the time.
Yeah. 60.
Which even then
That's,
was not
yeah,
like,
yeah.
considering they were shooting on film.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And they were burning, like, I guess there's like a fire gag in here at some point because someone's throwing a Molotov cocktail, and that's just the producer that they lit on fire with gasoline to get the shot. And you're just like,
the
wow.
producer, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that that's that. Wait, are we just... I guess we'll call it Just Chatting. And we'll call it...
It's like Bob Ross, but with murder.
Because
That's
that movie's
great.
all about paintings. I mean, that game is all about paintings. We're coming to get you... Chat, bro?
I was watching Bob Ross last night to fall asleep. And it works.
Well, that's great. Were you watching it on Twitch?
I was watching it. It's on Netflix now.
Oh, wow. There's a channel that streams like nothing but Bob Ross reruns.
Oh, yeah. Well, I
Twitch.
mean, it became... I didn't realize this because I was watching Bob Ross, like, old episodes on YouTube, like, years ago to fall asleep. He's got a very soothing voice, guys.
He does.
And frankly, I kind of like watching, like, just to watch him make really cool paintings in less than an hour.
Yep.
It's really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
No, I think
And
a lot of
apparently, I
people-
shouldn't even feel that way because I guess a lot of other people were doing the same thing to the point that they were like, Netflix was like, I read up on it, and Netflix was like, hey, there's like a weird thing going on here where he's like having a revival. And so they like, they bought him and they put him on Netflix.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Of
I just like it because he's just like, he like slaps his brush against the base of his easel, and then he looks at the camera. He goes, "We're just gonna beat the devil out of it."
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's really weird.
Got a little squirrel on his shoulder. He's got pet squirrels.
What the crap is this?
Yeah. He's a weird.
Yeah.
He was a weird but very interesting dude.
And he was he
He was in the military.
Yeah, was he a sniper? Something
crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, I'm really it's really
It's like, and we're gonna add a little red dust over here, like a man's head exploding from about 1,000 feet out. What? Oh.
and then that's it. And you don't get that image out of your head. You never
Ever.
do.
You never
Ever.
do. No matter
It
how many
just-
trees you paint.
It just sits with you. It goes to bed with you, wakes up, whispers in your ear at breakfast.
You know what's inside this little cabin? A man with haunted memories.
Let's see. Commentary? Match comment? No. Movies? Oh, screw it. We're just not going to have any. Okay, we're not going to have any tags. Everything's fine. Yeah. Oh, for Pete's sake. All right, whatever. Here we go. We're just going to dang watch the dang thing because dang it, that's who we are. What does that mean? Boom.
It's not the sound of the screams that keeps you up. It's the silence. Now onto this other tree. Yeah, Bob Ross, Air Force. Okay, cool.
Air Force. Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna play this dang old movie. Somebody make a pizza.
Oh yeah.
Madeline, I can't remember. I don't know if you were here last week, but we basically had
It
a
was,
pizza party.
and it was a great mistake. It was a
And
wonderful mistake.
I paid for that dearly the following day. Dearly.
Well, all right, man. Hey.
Hey,
You
so are we gonna
freaking
like?
ready?
Okay, so ground rules.
Yes.
Are we?
Oh yeah.
Are we gonna watch this and be able to talk through it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't have any They're not gonna. I don't want anybody telling me to shut up because if I got
No.
a good joke, I'm gonna say it.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Okay, cool.
Because
Because I've never seen, but I've also never seen this.
I know. Yeah.
But I'm gonna actually try to talk
We're-
because
we're gonna MST3K it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah.
I'd prefer it if you did shut up, but that's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
Abby,
That's what I say in the mirror every morning.
Oh, and you go, that red mist. Oh, that red mist behind the eyes, seeping out from the pores. I know what you mean, Bob. I'm going to find you.
It's all right. Just go put your denim on.
There you go. You hunt them down. You wear their flesh. That's how you get inside them. That's how you know. That's when you're one. That's when you're one with everyone. Hey, Spork, we'll rock and roll.
Oh, cool.
So the reason we were allowed to do this is that this is public domain. And the reason it's public domain
Is because it used, when they originally wrote the script, it was called Night of the Flesh Eaters.
Yes.
And when they decided to rename it,
Because there was already another film called The Flesh Eaters.
the people who like put in more money in order to get the budget up to where they needed it to be, because they initially put in 12,000 and then they were like, we need even more. And then I think another company came in and was like, well, look, we have another movie that we just did called something Flesh Eaters. So you can't call it that. So they switched it to Night of the Living Dead,
which is far better.
far better, but they never copyrighted the name of that.
Right.
It was just Night of the Flesh Eaters.
And it's actually yeah. And so Jeff, you said you watched an hour documentary.
It wasn't a documentary. It was just the four main dudes, and I don't know who the other three were.
I
just
would
know
love to
who.
know,
It was
yeah.
like a really. It must have been in like the early '80s because it was Romero before he was starting to look really old.
Yeah.
And it was just an hour-long conversation between the four of them,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just really interesting
man,
how
that's great.
like it was a real shoestring budget scenario where
Yeah.
they were really doing anything and everything, and a lot of things happened in the movie, I guess. And again, I haven't seen it, but like I think they blow up a truck at one point, and they got to do that because they completely lucked out by finding two trucks that were identical, and they didn't have to buy them.
Gosh, I love that. Though.
And they were like, it was totally random luck that we came across two, and we're like, cool, so we can blow one of them up.
Yes.
So they wrote that into the script and blah 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 blah. But there were a lot of weird things like that,
It's just such a
which is so cool. I love
know.
stuff like that.
Yes, and it's also such a like, because if you've ever been involved in making movies without a lot of financial backing, you just kind of, you just jump at stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when you get something, you go like, well, we got to write that in.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
have the ability to blow something up. We can blow it. We have two
Yeah.
of them. Let's blow one up, and that just adds production value, and we'll make it work in the story. It's just so.
And I think they had like a crew of like 10 people
Yes.
plus whatever cast they had. Like it was very small. They
It's-
even talked about how because the Q&A thing I watched must have been made right after, I guess there's a remake that they made in the
Yes,
80s
yeah.
or late 70s or something
Yeah.
like that.
Which like we're free to make a remake as well because none of this is.
Wow, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Shakespeare essentially.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
I know, it's insane.
But they were talking about the remake and how they thought it was so weird to be on set of the remake and see. They were like, yeah. They looked at the list and they were like, there were 115 people on that movie.
Yeah.
In the crew.
Were they
And on set, and they were like, it was just weird to look around and see them remaking the same movie and have so many people when they made it with like at certain moments just 4 people were working behind the scenes. You know?
And what's crazy is that movie, and then if we were to go remake it right now, our film would be copyright protected, but Night of the Living Dead is not.
That's so
It's
weird.
insane.
And so they can't ever buy it back? Like, have they
This-
lost an insane amount of money because of that? I would imagine.
So
Or
I
how
watched
does that work?
I watched a thing that made an interesting point, but apparently it all comes down to one shot early in the movie, is why they lost it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when that comes up, we'll
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah. And I'm holding on to this because this is the only thing I know.
Okay.
And then,
This is what you're bringing to the table.
This is all I have to offer. Hey, by
I've
the
been
way,
involved in catering for movie people. They're not nice. Yeah, a lot of them aren't.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Hey,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
So it was his birthday yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah.
Yesterday.
And so I got him a gift
Hey, look at this guy.
because I'm a good friend.
He is a good friend.
Look, I'm a good friend, and
Yeah.
I want all the points.
You went up. Did I get you something for your birthday? I don't think I did.
Yeah, you guys got me cupcakes.
Oh.
What?
It's true.
You
So we got you a cupcake.
You didn't give me a cupcake. You got me a lot of
It's
cupcakes.
true.
I mean, yeah, you brought it to me in your
Like-
childhood
Like
already.
my
one of
dad
them,
going,
but-
yeah, you got me maybe a drawing. You like got me.
No,
like,
shut up.
No, you're
This-
not.
I
no,
feel like you're building this.
No,
I think
no.
the fact that I wrapped this
No.
is like throwing you for a loop.
You're not. No, I'm not saying you're saying it like that. I'm like, we didn't do anything for you, and then I'm like, oh, you upped the ante. So now.
I didn't. I shouldn't have wrapped it because
Now
it makes
it's-
it seem like it's way too big a deal.
Well, it's a war of escalation now. So now next time. All right.
I saw this. I thought you would like it.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh, is it? Oh my. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Look at that.
Dude, I was at the comic book shop
It's Alex freaking Ross.
and I saw it
Oh.
and I kept flipping through it and I was
Oh
just
my
like, I just
gosh.
thought you would totally dig that.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's all his rough stuff.
And it's how
And
it-
unreleased
it's how
stuff
it
and
comes to be. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Look at this. It's sketches. And it's like, oh my, like I could look at this.
and he's like one of my favorite comic book artists. Yeah.
Come here, dude.
Love you, buddy.
Thank you. Love you too. Oh my gosh.
But it's seriously, I spent
Yeah.
like an hour just going through it myself.
Ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
Dude, right?
Look at this. Look at this. Look at
Dude, that's
this.
so cool.
Oh my gosh. This is the kind of thing where like you have it in your house and you become 15% cooler. So thank you for doing that.
Dude, yeah.
Uh,
And I figured, like, just because I mean, he's a really good artist in his own right, so I figured you could.
really good.
You could. But I really, I looked at it and I was like, I feel like you would look at that and you would probably get ideas from it.
yeah,
too,
maybe,
you know?
maybe, yeah. Well, at the very least, I could be like, oh, that's what artists,
Shut up.
what real artists do. You catered for the Jupiter Ascending film.
What?
That's awesome.
What?
Mila Kunis is so very tiny and it was great food. Well, that's great, Andre.
Wow.
That sounds fun. Yeah, I like too. Come on.
Love you, man.
Love you too. Thank you, dude.
Did you get to meet
I feel like it's
the
probably not the
Wachowski sisters? Sorry.
Yeah.
I wanted to jump in.
He goes, did you hit? Yo, did you hit? Did you go home with
Did
Mila?
you?
You and Mila? You and Mila? Oh, man.
Have you seen Jupiter Ascending?
No.
I saw a
re-
breakdown of it, and I was
yeah.
like, that looks
Bonkers,
crazy.
No, see, sorry. Jupiter, you said Jupiter Ascending, and I know what you're talking about, but my brain was thinking of Valerian.
Yeah.
And that just looked nuts enough that I was like, what just
Happy
happened?
birthday to you.
Ah!
Happy birthday to you. This song is public domain now.
Wait,
So
it really
happy
is?
birthday to you.
Wait, where's the, hold on, why did it not-
Happy birthday.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Hold on a ding second. All right, we're gonna get to this pretty soon. I promise.
Genitalia, it's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Wolf Rat! Thank you so much, my friend. Oh wow, good old attitude. Donation dance, the donation song, the donation song. Yeah, the donation song, the donation song, the donation song.
One day I'm gonna learn all the words to that, and then you won't. You'll just play guitar.
Yeah.
And I'll sing it.
Yeah.
And we'll like tag team this.
I do this, and then sometimes I do it, and I go, I do this in front of people. Like, people can see me do that and hear me.
Yeah.
It's on the internet. I have a daughter. She's going to, whatever. Who's that? Mila smokes like a chimney. I gotcha. Fruit fries like a banana. Okay, he totally fell for your name, but it really is your birthday. Congratulations, Jen Natalia. Dang it. There's no way around that. I got it. G. Nata. Penis. Dang it.
Is it GE Natalia?
It's GE Natalia.
Natalia.
Yeah. Yo, I'm Natalia. I work for GE. General Electric?
GoldenEye. Natalia.
Natalia.
My name
Oh,
is
yes.
Natalia Romero.
I kill you with my thighs. Is it her? No, she's the other one. Famke
Yeah,
Famke
Famke
Janssen.
Janssen,
She like
yeah.
kills people with her
She's
thighs.
what's her name? God, I forgot that's Famke.
Yeah.
Famke.
Famke.
Phoenix.
Yes. Reminds me of Uncle Gino. All right. Hey, without further ado, because there's been a lot of ado, thank you so much.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like, we paid about $57 for those cupcakes, I think.
I think you're
I think
absolutely
that,
right. And that did not cost me $57.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
It's just a cool book.
It's
I
a
just
great book.
really did think it was
The
cool.
two, and then that. God, I don't even. Here, I'll show you guys. This is gonna be a mistake. But do you see that really cool Batman poster? Jeff gave that to me because he's really freaking cool and kind.
Dude, I'm so cool.
Yeah, you are really cool.
Buy me an egg.
All right.
Ugh.
Wait, buy him an egg? Yeah, all right. Okay, we'll think about it.
All right, let's get this movie going.
Let's do it. All right. So, yeah, here we go. All right, we're gonna crank it all the way
George
up.
Romero's Night of the Living Dead.
All right.
1968.
Please tell me if you can hear it well enough. All right. I'm better settle in. It's gonna be a long one. Sounds like a slightly quiet movie. Is that better?
Is this, I'm assuming not, it's supposed to be taking place in 1968.
Yeah. That is it. So that is the shot. That's the
Okay.
shot that lost them the copyright. And from the video that I watched, this is
Why?
it. Because there was a rule.
Because of the font?
That's a good guess. But like on the screen where you first show the title, it must say copyright and the year or have it abbreviated somewhere. And when they changed the name of it, the production, the distributor or whatever, whoever it was,
They didn't.
they renamed it and did not put, which is why I think you'll see, I mean, I'm assuming that's the reason when you see, like 60s, 70s movies.
I
and
love that.
I love it too. And it goes copyright
MCXX. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
What?
Which really is crazy. And this video was.
Oh my, I can't believe that's why.
That's why. Isn't that insane? And
It's not that you had to fill out paperwork or anything. It's just because it's not on the screen.
Yeah. The distributor screwed it up. They didn't even screw it up.
I know. Yeah.
Presumably, when they put the title on, I don't know if they put the title on and they took it off, but yeah. And so one of the absolute landmark horror films and most I guess inspiring films of all time, really one of the most influential films of all time.
Kind of started the whole genre of zombie. Yeah.
They can't, they don't. So first of all, I don't know. Well, I mean, other people we could download this, put it on a DVD, and sell it. Like we could do that,
That's so weird.
and many people do.
I've heard that there are like 20 different versions on Amazon.
Yeah.
Like from legitimate you know, people selling.
So
it,
presumably, if other people can do it, then it doesn't mean they didn't necessarily make any money off of it. They
Yeah.
didn't. They took it and it was in theaters. I think they did make money off of
they
it.
made a lot of money off of it.
Yeah, but the idea of so he kind of sort of created this idea of a zombie. Like it's his basically.
Yeah. But they never say the word zombie in this movie. Yeah.
But before it, a zombie was something else. It was sort of like it was a completely different thing, or pretty far off from what this is. And then because this is public domain, anyone can take this idea. So this video is making the argument, and I'm like, maybe that anyone to sort of copy this version of a zombie would also have had to pay royalties. And I don't know if that's necessarily true. Because if I go, hey, here's a monster who is like half snake and whatever, and it flies, maybe. If it's, I mean, these are pretty specific.
It's the reanimated dead, yeah.
So because of it's Night of the Living Dead and not pause the movie and talk till we got to go to bed, maybe because one of those titles is unwieldy, yeah. But if you change it, you got to write copyright. But yeah, like The Walking Dead. The thing about it, and this guy was making a point, and I was like, that's interesting. The fact that it was public domain meant that it was ubiquitous. Like it could be shown everywhere, and it was, and people could show it, and like low budget horror movies have it playing in the background. Mm-hmm. Any movie can have it playing in the background. I mean, we can do this because of it, and you kind of go like, oh, poor George Romero, which sure, but also it increased the reach of it. It increased the impact of it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it was a $60,000 movie that made like on its first run like 72 million or no, like $50 million.
Well then,
so it's, I mean, and that's just by 1969. So I get the feeling,
that they're okay.
That they're okay.
Yeah.
But boy, I gotta say, I would be upset at the people who made that mistake.
I mean, presumably at this point, they could have sued them for who knows how much money and damages. But yeah, what's crazy is that because of that rule, they couldn't copyright it, and then there was no like, it didn't go into effect because later they passed different I guess legislation or they made different rules that like. That was no longer the case,
which is weird but
it's not retroactive.
Yeah, right,
it's like,
right.
Oh my gosh. Zombies are soulless corpses that moves around, living dead, or souls trapped in bodies that are reanimated. Title sequence. The animators. Yeah, that's what it said. Title sequence. The animators, and like, well, screw you guys. So win-win for all. Oh, poor studio. I feel so bad for them. Well.
Yeah, but these guys were. I mean, they made this for nothing. It was just a handful of dudes hoping to sell it to a studio to make some money because they were bored making commercials and industrial videos because that's what they were doing, and they were like, we got to make a movie because I don't want this to be my life.
Yeah. That big, that very pointed American flag waving in the foreground there.
And I read because a lot of people bring in social commentary on this, and they were like, yeah, we talked about that on set, but we wanted to just make like a really rollicking good movie, and all that stuff came after the fact, and then they incorporated that into more sequels.
After midnight.
Well, if it really bugged you, Johnny, you wouldn't do it.
It's Schwarzschironen and
Sunday on a scene like
Rivers Cuomo.
You know, I figure we're either going to have to
Caine
move
and Kit
Mother
Carter.
out here or move the grave into Pittsburgh.
She can't make a trip like this.
Oh, I don't know that she can. Is there any of that candy left?
We are talking over that.
No.
Look at this thing.
Yeah,
we
are there
still
subtitles?
remember. I don't. You know, I don't even remember what the man looks like.
Johnny, it takes you 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes to put the wreath on the grave and 6 hours to drive back and forth.
There are not.
Mother wants to remember, so we trot 200 miles into the country and she stays at home.
Well, we're here, John, all right?
Back on? Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming back on the air
Dead or
after
alive,
interruption
you are
due
coming
to
with
technical
me.
problem.
Thank you properly for that fall.
I'm surprised at how into this I am already.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the radio. Must have been the station.
Which row is it in?
So they're visiting their mother's grave. No, they're visiting someone's grave. I missed it. We talked. That's Man, sure sounds like a thunderstorm that's not happening. Farmhouse.
She kind of looks like that Ladybird girl.
Yeah, Saoirse Ronan.
How do you pronounce her?
Saoirse.
Schwarsha?
Saoirse.
That's it for real?
Saoirse. Saoirse. It's Saoirse. That's actually what it is. Saoirse.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah. Because you ever hear she's like, it's Saoirse. It's Saoirse
Hi,
Ronan.
Saoirse.
I'm Saoirse Ronan.
Oh, so she's Irish?
Very nice to meet you. She's like incredibly Irish.
Like hyper Irish.
Just you know, just enough for one small girl. Yes.
Hello, bar.
Hey.
Gotta ask for that later, bar.
And she's fantastic. She's a wonderful, wonderful actress, and she hides her accent beautifully. So if you ever met her, you'd be like, "Oh, I love your work," and she'd be like, "That's right, I'm Saoirse.
I'm like,
I'm Saoirse," and you go,
Are you homeless?
You go, "Can you?" And you'd be like, "I'm really sorry to do this, but can you do the thing where you talk like I talk? Because you do it really well. Can you do that so I can understand you? Just talk. Come down. Come down my
pay for it.
And before Saoirse. That's true. Saoirse. That's Saoirse. I had this conversation with I was talking to a girl, and she said that she would like to name her daughter Saoirse. And I was like, oh, like Saoirse Ronan. And she was like, who? And I was like, what? And she's like, Saorsie. I was like, yeah, like famous Oscar-winning actress Saoirse Ronan. She's like, I don't know who that is. I was like, okay.
She's like, stop making
She's
names
I
up.
just really like that name. I was like, all right.
Immediately got the butcher knife. That's good.
Yep. That's what you want to go for. But,
What would be your tool du jour in this scenario?
I don't know, but I'd really enjoy that fireplace / slot machine thing they've got going on over there. Golf club, baseball bat, guns.
I would want a blunt type thing. I don't think I'd want to rely on like a chainsaw or anything.
Like a blunt. Oh! I wish somehow you could replicate that reaction whenever you walk into a room with people where someone has like busts of animals. Like you could just walk in and something about the room would go bam bam bam.
Well, it is weird. As I get older, I'm like,
That's horrifying.
it's weird that people keep dead heads on the wall.
Oh yeah.
I don't even have anything against it. It's just, but it is weird.
Saoirse. It might be Saoirse. There was like a whole thing last Oscars where she was like, "All right, I'm a good sport, and we'll like put this to bed." And everyone's like, "We have no idea how you say your name. Your name is onomatopoeia to us. It's it's a comic book sound effect. It's a beautiful name, Saoirse, but it's spelled like Saoirse.
That's how I always said it.
Yep. Your laundry. Notice how it shifts from right tonight to day outside and then sunrise. Yeah, it really. That sun went down. Oh man. Is tonight the meeting? Now it's night. I mean, like, look, guys, the sun goes down quickly. That's nice. This is nicely done. Oh! Well, careful with the knife, though.
Dude, this just gets right into it.
I know.
We're like, what, 10
Yeah.
minutes in?
Yeah. It's a giant owl. It's probably... No, it's not. It's a man. The sun never sets in its pension. That is gory for... Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
absolutely.
It's all right.
Disable, maybe like 10 minutes.
Don't worry about him. I can handle him. Probably be a lot more of them as soon as they find out about us. The truck is out of gas.
This pump out here is locked. Is there a key? We can try to get out here if we can get some gas. Is there a key?
I suppose you've tried this.
No,
Okay.
I just kind of crept along the walls and looked scared.
apparently, because in 1968,
Yes,
it was
sir.
actually controversial to cast, you know, a black guy in a lead role like this, and they asked him about it. It's like, was that a conscious decision? Because a lot of people, when they saw it, was like, oh, that was clearly a conscious decision. They're like, no, he just gave the best audition. Like, it
Which
was
is
what
awesome.
it was. Yeah.
That's great.
But even he was shocked that he got the part in the first place, and they said he didn't even really. He thought they were taking, like, there was some angle that they were using him for until like halfway through production, and then he was like, "Oh, you guys just really
Like me as
like
an actor.
me as an actor,"
Better take some
and
food.
he even cried about it. He said,
I'll see if I can find some food.
I mean, there you go, DeBurz. I mean, like, because it's the 60s, I mean, that becomes a question. I mean, that becomes part of the
"Yeah,
the
right,
subtext, right?
right."
And I'm sure there were people who were like, what? Like, a
I'm
black man and a
sure.
white woman?
Oh,
where,
for sure.
where this better not go where it looks like it could go.
And I guess this came out right before, right after Martin Luther King was assassinated. So
Oh, yeah.
that became a very much a conversation piece when talking about this movie.
Yeah. One of the first films to feature an African-American lead. Really. I mean, gosh, 1968? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Poitier was already doing stuff.
What's happening? What's happening?
Yep. She's out of her mind. She's lost it. Wow, yeah, they are pretty smart.
I like that.
Yeah.
Two of them.
Somebody said it earlier, but like, and I want to know too. When did they start getting dumber?
Yeah.
There are two of them out there. Have you seen any more around here? I can take care of those two.
I don't
I know you're afraid, but we have
I don't know! I don't know! What's happening?
Well, for all the steps forward they're taking and having an African-American protagonist, they're purely setting up the hysterical, crazy, useless one who's like, I can't! No, but she's the audience.
I
mean,
feel like she's doing actually really
she's
well.
great. Absolutely.
And like reacting, considering she went from visiting her mother's grave to
Yes, no, I totally agree.
within a matter of, regardless of the sun going out so quickly, I feel like a 25 minute period probably.
Boom. I know, and I'm being flipped for not a
Being
particular reason.
super judgmental.
Yeah. I'm just being
Do the best
cynical.
you can.
But I think like if you have two completely capable, like wits about them, cool-headed characters, then where's the drama? Like we are the audience. We are her.
Truly,
she is the
yeah.
audience. Which is a point that I meant to make. We were watching the thing about Alien. We were talking about Victoria Cartwright. Or Veronica Cartwright, sorry, who plays Lambert.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, there's the whole, like, oh, she's kind of shrill and kind of losing her mind. And she actually, okay, this is way off topic, but she, almost until production started, thought she was Ripley. She was cast, and she thought she'd been cast as Ripley. And then they called her for wardrobe, and they're like, so come in for your part as Lambert. And she's like, no, I'm Ripley. And they're like, no, you're not. And he's like, I got to call my agent. Sorry,
No
he's
way,
killing.
really.
And then she was like, she reread it from that perspective, was like, oh, she's just crying all the time. But they were like, no, you're very important because you are the audience. And I was like, that's 100% true.
Yeah.
Like, she absolutely is. And
Yeah.
and this character is like, you know, that's us. That's how we feel.
I think when you play that character the smart way, and I think this movie is doing it, it's not a helpless, like, damsel in distress, this is a sexist interpretation. I'm like, no,
It's just humanity.
That's
It's
a
human.
human way of
I agree.
responding. Yeah.
I agree. And again, I was, you know, I was damaging the level
Look,
of
I
discourse.
gotta be the damp blanket on your comedic chops.
Yeah.
And clearly you
Yeah.
hate her for some reason. You've really changed with that mustache, man.
I know. I like it.
Don't look at it.
Don't feed it after midnight. Don't get it wet. Don't have sex with it. But what? Don't have sex with it. All right. I just gotta let off some steam. Such a different portrayal and idea of it. This was the original. I agree. We may be like that, but it's not like what we want. Like we want to. Exactly. So maybe have sex with it in water after 12. Sure. Fire. Was that Martin Sheen? No, but.
I don't think that's the producer on
Just a
it.
pile.
Guys, this doesn't seem
You
necessary.
don't need to have a human being there. No. That looks like sand. I don't want to play and change time zones while having sex with it. MM7, if that's a Gremlins 2 reference, then I'm very happy with you. I'm just happy that you did that. But if it's just a well-considered question,
More lights on in this house.
I don't know. I love that he calls him it rather than he would a badass, yeah. Also, that's a great way to burn the house down. Sure. Nice.
Nice
Yeah,
little
I
flip.
love it. I love it. Tackle boxes full of... Oh, okay. No, those are toolboxes.
I'm trying to think of the last time I saw a nonchalant, like, little manly move like that.
I spent so much... I spend so much time doing that.
Like, there was
It just
a...
makes me feel better about everything.
I can't remember. Waterworld was on TV, or not Waterworld, The Lost World, and they showed the bit
Why don't
where
you see if you can find
Vince
some wood, some
Vaughn
board, something about the fireplace, something we can nail
was
this
like,
place up.
good thing Hammond sent some backup. And they're like, what do you mean? He's like, who did they send? He's like, and Vince Vaughn goes, me. And then he says it in not a funny way,
Yeah.
a completely serious way. And I'm like, oh man,
Yeah,
that's like a 90s
there was a
manly
time.
line, like where that played.
Now, I'm going to board up the windows and the doors. Do you understand? We'll be all right here. We'll be all right here till someone comes to rescue us. But we'll have to work together. You'll have to help me. Now, I want you to go in and get some wood so I can board the place up. Do you understand?
Or go in the other room, we can get
Okay.
some wood.
Okay?
I can't believe how much they downplayed the... I mean, if they truly did just cast him because he was the best actor, and I think that's great, it's just like, in every conversation, what he's saying or what she's saying is starting to have double meaning. It's like, we have to work together.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can clearly see why people were like, oh, because I mean, it works so well considering the forced dynamic of being in
Absolutely.
a life or death situation with two people of different races and then having to work together. It's really interesting.
Yeah, and it really is...
I can't believe that wasn't a calculated move, you know?
Yeah, but it really is, it's...
That's cool.
Oh, that is really cool. That's a great shot. Oh, I brought this door. I had a coupon from Home Depot and figured this would help. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it just, I mean, it also just kind of like shows what a deep-seated issue race is, that
Yeah.
like everything is like, oh, that has extra meaning because of how
Yeah.
much of a problem, you know,
It is. And
racial
still is,
disunity
frankly,
is. You
yeah.
know, it's just like music soothes the savage barber. Door strats. Board up everything, yep.
Barbara, take your coat off.
Yeah,
Just
what
stay
are you,
a while.
Come on, Carmen Sandiego. Got her. Got her!
I always wanted one of those Carmen Sandiego jackets.
Oh, yeah.
But not the one she wore, not the red, like what the gumshoes would wear.
Oh.
The red and turquoise sleeves.
The loot. The warrant. Oh, look at that icebox.
the warrant.
The map.
Good thing I'm a door salesman.
Look, she's trying to help, guys. Just like this? Should I push? And she just like goes and like starts slapping the nails at it. Like this?
Is this working?
Am I doing? No, just go back. You know what? Go outside. Talk
Go
to him.
outside.
Talk to him. Santa zombie and chimney. Yeah. Oh, that's so. Oh, that's so. It reminds me of other times I've heard hammers. I don't like it.
I'm helping.
She like
I'm
smashes
helping.
this.
He's like, seriously, get.
I know,
You're
just
in my
move.
space right
Just
now.
move.
Just get out of the way.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
It's like we couldn't afford a wider angle lens. I gotta push in.
Oh, but
These
I
are
couldn't
what?
possibly. Okay, I took all the nails out. You what?
This room looks pretty secure.
That's a whole other movie.
If we have to, we
Being
can run
stuck
in
with
here
a
and board up
complete
the door.
dumbass in the apocalypse. You're like, I'm just trying to survive.
No.
And this person is so incompetent. You're like, I'm gonna have to kill you. Like, that's what this is now.
Well, I was the real monster. Could you hold this wood up? for
Okay,
me?
apparently this is his big
Fire,
scene.
I found that out.
He's rolling up scissors.
Got like a big speech, I think.
I've made door roast. That's all we have. Door.
You know a place back down the road called Beekman's? Beekman's Diner? Anyhow, that's where I found that truck I have out there. There's a radio in the truck.
Should we nail
I
this?
jumped in to listen to it. When a big gasoline truck came screaming right across the road, where there must have been 10, 15 of those things chasing after it, grabbing and holding on. Now, I didn't see them at first. I could just see that the truck was moving in a funny way. And those things were catching up to it.
It's my first day of school.
The truck went right across the
I feel
road.
like she's just walking around just going like this.
Slammed on my brakes to keep from hitting it myself. It went right through the guardrail.
Will this
I
help?
guess,
Will this?
I guess the driver must have cut off the road into that gas station by Beekman's Diner. It went right through the billboard, ripped over a gas pump, and never stopped moving. By now, it's like a moving bonfire.
That's a nice voice.
Didn't know if the truck was going to explode or what. Still hear the man screaming. This thing is just backing away from it. I looked back at the diner to see if there was anyone there who could help me. That was when I noticed that the entire place had been encircled. There wasn't a sign of life left except... By now there were no more
Bart.
streets. I realized that I was alone with 50 or 60 of those things, just
sequences are literally deluged with calls for help. The scene can best be described as mayhem. Mayors of Pittsburgh, Philadelphia,
This is
and
moving.
Miami, along with the governors of several eastern
Yeah, this is
I mean,
great.
it's so
like,
simple
this
and
is,
spare.
Yeah,
and
I thought it was
no
gonna
fat.
suffer from like maybe languid pacing because of the time, but this is efficient and claustrophobic. I'm digging it.
Behind locked doors. Do not venture outside for any reason.
Yeah, I mean, and,
until the
like,
nature
what
of this
a-
crisis has been determined, and until we can advise what course of action to take. Keep listening.
What a great
Radio
one
and
location,
TV.
essentially,
Any special instructions as this crisis develops further.
siege movie.
Thousands of office
You're saying they
and
made
factory
Barbara
workers
less
are being urged to
useless
stay at
in
their
the
places of
1990
employment,
remake by
not to
Tom
make any
Savini?
attempt to
Savini.
get to their homes.
Who has a
However,
penis
in
gun.
spite of this urging and warning,
Yeah, that
streets
guy's
and
just cool.
highways are packed with frantic people trying
Dude.
to get their families
Dude, what's he about to
apparently
do?
leave just anywhere. We repeat, the safest course of action at this time is simply to
I agree,
stay
Sir Blitz.
where you
Absolutely. A lot happens to women's rights between 1960 and 1990. But I mean, like, I don't like, taken on its own, this is just what this person and this person are, how these people are reacting, right? I mean,
that the president has called a meeting of his cabinet to
Or you
deal
can
with
at
the
least-
sudden epidemic of murder which has seized the eastern third of this nation. The meeting is scheduled to convene within the hour. Members of the presidential cabinet will be joined by officials of the FBI and joint chiefs behind closed doors. White House spokesman in
I like how his
announcement
main
says there will be
weapon
an
against him is
official announcement
carpentry.
as soon as
Yeah.
possible following that meeting. This is the latest dispatch just received in
I'm
our
gonna want to watch the 90s remake.
Yeah.
latest word also from National Press Services in Washington, D.C. now tells us that
There's
the
no
emergency
company.
presidential conference, which we've just mentioned, will include high-ranking scientists from the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. That's the extent of this latest bulletin.
What are they gonna do for food? Well, and maybe that's what he's keeping her around.
FBI, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and scientists from NASA within the hour. All radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country, including the one to which you're listening, have
Chekhov's
joined their
door.
facilities in an emergency network to bring
Then he
you
goes
this
over and he's
news
like, "Are you
as it
okay?" He's like,
develops.
"I was
We urge
talking
you to stay
to this
tuned,
man
radio
about
and
Johnny,
TV,
and he
to
slapped
stay
me,
indoors
and then I fell
at
down."
all
He's just like,
costs.
"Yep."
Late reports reaching this newsroom tell of frightened people seeking refuge in churches, schools, and government buildings, demanding shelter and protection from the wholesale murder which apparently is engulfing much of the nation. Law enforcement officials are at a loss to explain or, even at this hour, even to theorize about the reasons for this wave of murder. So far, the advice we're able to give the public is summarized by Police Chief T.K. Dunmore of Camden, North Carolina.
He hammered himself into exhaustion.
Yeah.
For God's sake, to get off
Where'd he get all the
Time for a
nails?
cigarette.
go home and
Yeah.
lock their doors and windows up tight. We don't know what kind of murder-happy characters we have here. End quote. Police Chief Dunmore of Camden, North Carolina. So far, the only descriptions, the only clues anyone has of the killers come
That's the
from
last thing I'd want if I was out of breath. It's like, I'm
These
exhausted.
eyewitness accounts vary from the murderers as
It's
ordinary
addiction, man.
people.
Grabs you the worst times.
People who look like they're in
When
a
you need to
trance
hammer
and
doors.
things that look
He's like, "Oh, it puts these on."
like animals.
Not as good as time as any.
Tell of seeing victims who looked as though they had been torn apart. This whole ghastly story began developing 2 days ago.
She's dumb. Maybe if I give her shoes, she'll calm down. So, this is not his house.
Oh, we found a rifle.
Yep. Yeah, wait, what? That's handy. Just keep it in the shoe closet.
By a lucky strike.
Oh.
Oh, we're good to go.
Yep.
West of the Mississippi River, except in the extreme southeastern portion of Texas. Similar killings have
Eastern
been reported
portion
around
of
the Houston
Texas.
and Galveston areas, but nothing like
I found a gun and some bullets out there.
It was only late yesterday
Oh, and
when it
these.
first became clear we were facing some kind of national emergency. When
I hope
first
you were
reports
sized
began
this.
filtering in, newsmen and law enforcement agencies
I have a
were of the
dress on
opinion
This
now.
place is boarded up pretty solid now.
in nature. However, as
Except for
we
that
We
window
gotta be all right
behind me.
here for a while.
dramatically, it was soon apparent
We have
this
a
was
gun
nothing
and
more than the
bullets.
usual run of lawlessness.
Food and the radio.
Officials began to suspect an obscure kind of conspiracy.
Sooner or later,
Except for
someone...
that one large window behind me.
Creatures from outer space. So again, we
Chimney?
join with law enforcement
Two?
agencies, urging you to seek shelter in a building. Lock the doors and windows securely.
Hey, that's us. We're doing all right.
Cautious of any suspicious strangers. And keep tuned to your radio and television for survival instructions and further details of this continuing story.
Look, I don't know if you're hearing me,
Goes on in the absence of any
but I'm
law.
going upstairs now.
It's almost as though some critical balance of
If anything should try to break in here, I can hear it from up there, and I'll be down to take care of it.
savage killers. We repeat, this radio station.
Everything is all right for now. I'll be back to reinforce the windows and doors later. But you'll be all right for now, okay?
Also, no more stories. You'll hitch again.
Okay.
What is Cumberland, Maryland? Civil defense officials in Cumberland have told newsmen that murder victims show evidence of having been partially
She's like,
devoured
what's my
by
character
their
arc
murderers.
between minutes 25 and
Yeah.
35?
You're just
You're
gonna-
gonna take off your jacket, and that's it.
Run from zombies to random house has guns and bullets. Has gun and bullets. Bless him. Yeah. I want a gun. Shoot him. There you go.
Yeah, nice. Well done.
But he's back, bro. Roll, Raggy.
Larry? Larry, what's happening?
It's all right.
So they were downstairs in the cellar, and his whole family's down there.
Oh, is that true?
That's what I think. That's
Okay.
yeah. Because I was like, where did they come from? Hey, man.
Headshot.
Boom. Hey, we just finished the tutorial level. He said his daughter's injured. Oh. Does that mean one of them bit him? Oh, gosh.
Oh, that lady's
Okay.
naked.
Yep. Oh, it's over there. They were taking showers when they got attacked. That guy's ancient Greek. That's Iggy Pop. Oh, that's pretty gnarly makeup, dude.
We gotta fix these boards.
Oh, worm.
You're crazy. Those things are going to be at every window and door in this place. We've got to get down into the cellar.
Go down in that damn cellar. Get out of here!
I'm taking the girl with me.
You leave her here.
Oh.
Keep your hands off her. And everything else that's up here, too. Because if I stay up here, I'm fighting for everything up here. And the radio and the food is part of what I'm fighting for. Now, if you're going down the cellar, get.
The man's insane. He's insane.
I mean,
We've got to have food down there. We've got a right.
This is your house.
We've got a right.
You going down there with him?
Well,
Yes or no? This is your last chance. No beating around the bush.
political allegory,
listen, I got a kid down there. She can't possibly. I couldn't bring her up here. She can't possibly take all the racket and those things smashing through the windows.
Well, you're her father. If you're stupid enough to go die in that trap, that's your business. However, I am not stupid enough to follow you. It is tough for the kid. That old man is so stupid. Now, you get the hell down in the cellar. You can be the boss down there. I'm boss up here.
Boom.
Oh,
Get
shit.
down, Biao.
What did you say?
I don't know. Hold on, we can.
You know, I won't open this door again. I mean it. Mr. Cooper, with your help, we could.
It's all right. Well, that's cool, right? Everything's fine, right?
This door again.
That's cool. Just leave it there.
Mr. Cooper, with your store again. I mean it.
I need to rid of
This
it.
door again. I mean it. This
Hey,
door
guys.
again.
Okay, that's cool.
Girl with me. Girl with me.
You leave her here. Keep your hands off her. And everything else that's up here, too. Because
Hey,
if I stay
everybody.
up here,
I'm
I'm
Rude.
fighting for everything up here. And the radio and the food is part of what I'm fighting for.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going down the cellar, get.
Left arrow
The
key.
man's
Good call.
insane. He's insane. We've got to have food down there.
Okay.
We've got a right.
Went back a little while.
House.
We've got a right.
You going down there with him?
Well,
Yes or no? This is your last chance. No beating around the bush.
listen, I got a kid down there. She can't possibly. I couldn't bring her up here. She can't possibly take all the racket and those things smashing through the windows.
Well, you're her father. If you're stupid enough to go die in that trap, that's your business. However, I am not stupid enough to follow you. It is tough for the kid. That old man is so stupid. Now, you get the hell down in the cellar. You can be the boss down there. I'm boss up here.
You bastards. You know, I won't open this door again. I mean it. Mr. Cooper, with your help, we could. With my help.
Let him go, man. His mind is made up. Just let him go.
Wait a minute. Judy, come on up here, honey.
Just make sure everyone's shirts are tucked in. Cool.
You're gonna let them get hurt too, huh? It's all right, honey. Go ahead.
Wait, what? Oh, it's her wife? Is his wife?
The tiny guy's wife.
Yeah.
Tiny
We
one.
stick together, man.
Oh,
We can
she's
fix
a
it up real good.
little tiny person.
I think
There's
she's
lots
sitting
of
on the.
places we can run to up here.
Oh,
don't
she's
know.
like a little.
Mr. Cooper,
She's a little
we'd all be
person.
a lot better off. All
I
three of
think
us
she's
working
on a
together.
lower.
It kind of looks like forced perspective, but like.
Hey, kid.
Bridget Bardot.
He's wrong, you know. I'm not boxing myself in down there.
This radio station will remain on the air day and night.
I thought she was going to say something.
Well, we're safe now. Boarded up tight.
What about Tom and Judy?
They want to stay up there, let them.
He was like, they were like, we want you to dress like a...
Two other people
you know,
upstairs.
like a vacuum
A man
salesman.
and a girl.
He was like,
We heard you
I got it.
screaming.
Yeah, but I didn't know who they were, and I wasn't about to take any unnecessary chances.
Of course not, Harry.
Joan Collins. It's a pretty cozy cellar.
We're cellar people, damn it.
Is she all right?
I don't know.
Damn it!
She feels warm. Maybe it's shock.
Where'd you get the bandage?
Dude, there are an abundance of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Laundry in a basket. I tore a sheet.
Yeah, that opening character went from a hero to a zero pretty quickly.
Let them stay
He
upstairs.
turned into a lame-o.
Let them.
bore out the fact that they had been partially devoured.
Panda.
I think we have some late word of just arriving, and I'll interrupt to bring this to you. This is the latest disclosure in a report from National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life
It's
and
getting
committing
explained
acts
clearly
of
how
murder.
their brains almost got ate.
Widespread investigation of reports from funeral homes, morgues, and hospitals has concluded that the unburied dead are coming back to life and seeking human victims. It's hard for us here to believe what we're reporting to you, but it does seem to be a fact. When this emergency first began, radio and television was advising people to stay inside, behind locked doors for safety. Well, that situation has now changed, and we're able to report a definite course of action for you. Civil defense machinery has been organized to provide rescue stations with food, shelter, medical treatment, and protection by armed National Guardsmen. Stay tuned to the broadcasting stations in your local area for this list of rescue stations. This list will be repeated throughout our news coverage.
It's great. I mean,
Look for the name of the rescue station nearest you and make your way to that location as soon as possible.
So we have that truck. We can get some gas.
I
We
mean,
can get out of
it
here.
really
There's a
makes you
pump
lean
outside.
in
Yeah.
and be
I know
like,
that's
I
why I
need to
pulled
know
in
this
here, but it's
information
locked.
because we're in here with them.
And it's also-
very effective.
it's
Since convening this conference of the Presidential Cabinet, the FBI, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the CIA has not produced any public information.
right, Dylan.
Why are space experts being consulted about an Earth-bound emergency? So far, all the betting on the answer to that question centers on the recent Explorer satellite shot to Venus. That satellite, you'll recall, started back to Earth, but never got here. That's the space vehicle which orbited Venus and then was purposely destroyed by NASA when scientists discovered it was carrying a mysterious high-level radiation with it. Could that radiation be somehow responsible for the
Yeah.
wholesale murders we're now suffering?
Wow.
Newsman Don Quinn in Washington has posed those
It's
questions.
obvious our best move is to try to get out of here.
How are you going to get over to that pump?
Meeting at the White House.
Look,
You're
Yeah, I was
coming
gonna
from a meeting regarding the explosion of the Venus probe, is that right?
Yes, that was the subject of the meeting.
You feel there is a connection between this and the phenomenon?
There's a definite connection. A definite connection.
In other words, you feel that the radiation on the Venus probe is enough to cause these mutations?
There was a very high degree of radiation.
Just a minute. I'm not sure that that's certain at all. I don't think that has been irrefutably
that we have at this time.
I agree with Captain Kangaroo.
It's the military's viewpoint that the radiation is not the cause of the mutation.
That's true.
I can't speak for the entire military at this time,
Which one?
gentlemen.
In the jacket.
I must disagree with
Plas-
these gentlemen
plastic
presently
mask
reporter.
until this is irrefutably proved.
Everything is being done that can be done.
We'll have to hurry for our next meeting.
Professor, you feel that there is a definite connection between the...
Definite connection is
That
for
all right?
Dr.
You are
Keller and
coming with
myself.
me.
Doctor, please. I thought we decided that is not proved yet.
Thank you for
Was
following,
the,
Case.
was the satellite, when the satellite was exploded,
Unusual amount of radiation, enough to cause mutation under certain circumstances.
Could have happened.
Have a bearing on it.
it does seem to have a bearing.
Will there be a reply for the
Later?
Yes.
There will be a reply.
Yes.
Later this afternoon. There will be a report this afternoon.
Well, perhaps there will
Yes,
be a report,
yes.
a more
Later.
full report. Will you close the window?
We are doing everything possible to solve the problem.
So there are clearly unaffected areas.
Further explanation of this.
We've heard all we need to know. We have to try to get out of here.
He said the rescue stations have doctors and medical supplies. If we could get care in there, we could get help for her.
No, is one of the world's foremost authorities on space science and technology.
Willard. I
We
saw a
expect
sign
an
that said
interview
Willard.
Any moment.
It's only about 17 miles from here.
You know this area. You from around here?
Judy and I are both from around here. We were on our way up to the lake to go swimming. And Judy had a radio, and we heard the first reports about this. So we knew the old house was here, and we came in and found the lady upstairs dead. Then these other people came. We went down into the basement and put a bar across the door, and it is pretty strong.
How could we possibly get away from
And
here?
that's what Julie and I were doing.
Yeah.
Two women, one woman out of
She, well, you know, she's dead inside, so she was just kind of walking around, not caring about anything, like you've seen.
Dr. Grimes, your entire staff.
And then, you know, I
has
came
been
up here, and
working
now I'm talking to you,
very
and,
hard to find some solution to.
It'd be rad if they went downstairs and the kid ate
Do you have any answers?
Julie.
Yes,
That'd
we
be
Oh, I
awesome.
hope that happens.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
But first,
I'm
let
assuming
me
it's going to happen
stress
at
the
some
importance
point,
of
like
seeking medical
Yeah.
attention
that
for
thing
anyone
where she's
who's
just
been
like-
injured in any way. We don't know yet what complications might result from such injuries.
How bad has your kid been hurt?
Good advice, Doctor. Now, how about the basic problem?
Look, you go down there and tell... Now, Judy? Yeah, you tell Judy to come up here and you stay with the kid, all right?
With regard to the Venus probe. In the cold room at the university, we had a cadaver. Cadaver from which all 4 limbs had been amputated. Sometime early this morning, it opened its eyes and began to move its trunk. It was dead, but it opened its eyes and tried to move.
It's crazy.
They want you upstairs. Did she ask for me?
She hasn't done anything.
I don't give a
She's
shit.
dead.
Honey.
Baby. It's Mommy.
I heard. I'll come back down as soon as I find out what they want.
Yeah, then we'll.
Sour's mine.
We'll continue.
The body should be
What's he doing this for? I don't like this plan. I'm gonna throw it out.
You ready upstairs? Yeah. Okay, toss 'em.
He's this is part of the plan. He's throwing Molotov cocktails, baby. And Ben was so cool about it, he just called them cocktails. Blam! They've just been milling around like middle schoolers at a dance out there. It's kind of like, I don't know what.
Yeah.
Boom!
Why don't you throw it a little further, man? Come on.
Yep. Well,
There's the producer!
Oh, nice. Oh, and so it's a... Oh, nice. Gosh, what a cool weapon. Yeah! Got his shirt. There's that guy.
I'm going with him.
No!
Oh, no!
Don't, lady.
You dumb idiot.
Oh, no.
Oh! Why would you do that?
Okay.
I would be so pissed. I'd be like, you dumb bee.
Nice. Nice squib.
I'm going with him.
Yeah.
I loved his reaction. His reaction was like this.
What? Start the car, cause I'm just back here with a stick. You guys know I'm not covered here. Okay. The dead or alive with the sun. I don't. Oh, maybe it's a. What is it? What is? I mean, I know it's narratively the way it had to be, but like, why can't Ben drive the truck?
Because it's not his truck. He said, I just found it on the road. I don't really know.
How to drive a truck?
He got it there though.
Can't drive stick? Yeah, I don't know. He said he didn't know how to handle it. Yeah, but like, I feel like that's it. Oh, is this the whole plan? They're just getting gas and then...
Come on! This key won't work. Watch it.
I'm gonna... What? That's not what... That's... He's a sniper in a hunt. What? What is... Oh, get her out of there. Oh,
What?
no.
Are you guys blowing up
Get
your
her out of the car!
truck?
Get her out of the car, you crazy...
Gotta get away from the pump.
Yeah. Not just you. Oh. My anti-gasoline blanket.
Hang on. No! Turn your cars and get out of the truck.
Oh, they're gonna blow up.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. Okay, he's not in there. They're definitely gonna blow up. Is the back of the truck on fire?
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, this isn't good.
Come on, come on.
Don't be scared and not get out. You gotta get out of the car. You gotta get... Oh.
Wow.
And there it is. And there it is.
Oh man, that girlfriend. That's the worst. That's worse than a nagging, loud girlfriend. That's the one that...
Look at this dude who was like, I'll be an extra, and he worked out a lot for it. That's two identical trucks, right?
Yeah, the squibs are great.
Yeah. That guy's got his shirt tucked in. Everyone's got their shirt tucked in this movie. It is.
Kill
Oh,
us all,
open
lady.
the door, bro. Open the door. Dude? Oh, dude. You got, yeah, there you go. Yeah!
Oh,
He took the moment. He took the moment with the door open,
Yeah.
zombies at his back to be like,
You can lead me to die.
so the high definition remastering. Now some of the remastering might be not public domain. I don't know. That can't. That's not possible. That was a zero liner. Yeah, exactly. Are we cool? No, we are not cool. Yeah. Yeah. Still mad. Not after, like, I feel like one punch. Nope, he's still mad.
Oh, throw him out there.
But he's got a wife, well, who doesn't care about him,
Yeah.
and a daughter who
That
might be a
daughter's dead,
zombie.
yeah.
The daughter's dead.
This guy's got nothing lit for. Beat him with that telephone. He should like hand him the telephone receiver and be like, "You need to call a doctor." He's
Yeah.
like, "What?" And then he just like really rams him home, you know?
Yeah, it turns into like, yeah. Sit there
Man, so basically that girlfriend who had like 2 lines the whole movie is gonna get everyone, because that was like their transpo out.
True. To be fair, he has -2 strength out of the cellar. Zombie feast time. Blow.
Oh, and they're all grilled up, ready to go?
Yeah. Just getting them with toothpicks. This is great chicken, good. This is great. They're all just.
Oh, those are some entrails.
Yeah. I was also gonna say they really are like. Is this the only house from? I guess they're just like they're really putting all their eggs in that basket of humans. Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hand.
That is a hand. It's caramel. It's a caramel apple hand. Oh, look at that dude's face.
That's cool.
If it's not cooked, they might get worms. That's true. But it was pretty cooked. I have been drinking so heavily.
There's supposed to be another broadcast at 3 o'clock.
10 minutes.
Oh, only 10 more minutes?
Mm.
We don't have very long to wait. We can leave. Well, we better leave soon. It's 10 minutes to 3.
Okay. She just needs like 6 birds and like a dress made out of
You know anything about this area at all?
construction paper.
I mean, is Willard the nearest town?
I don't know. We were just trying to get to a motel before dark.
She's so bored by everything.
Turned your car over.
Just like wake
She
me up.
looked like she came up from a nap. She's
Yeah.
like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Pretty far away. Seems like we ran.
Forget it. It's at least a mile.
Johnny has the keys.
Oh boy.
You're gonna carry that child a
You
mile?
gotta shut your mouth.
You gotta
To the
shut
army
the
of
fuck
things
up,
out there?
Barbara.
I can carry it.
Jesus.
What's wrong with her? How'd she get hurt?
One of those things grabbed her.
Bit her on the arm.
What?
What's wrong?
Who knows what kind of disease those things carry?
She might get jaundice.
Is she conscious?
Barely.
She can't walk. She's too weak.
Well, one of us could try to get to the car.
You're gonna turn it over by yourself?
You can't start the car. Johnny has the keys.
You have a car? Where? Where is it?
You won't be able to start it.
Yeah, I know. But where is it?
What, is that guy making a balloon animal? That is someone's lower intestine?
Good Lord.
You might get rickets or polio. Buffalo chicken.
Being monitored closely by scientists at all the radiation detection stations. At this hour, they report the level of the mysterious radiation continues to increase steadily. So long as this situation remains, government spokesmen warn that dead bodies will continue to be transformed into the flesh-eating ghouls. All persons who die during this crisis, from whatever cause, will come back to life to seek human victims unless their bodies are first disposed of by cremation. Our news cameras have just returned from covering such a search and destroy operation against the ghouls. This one conducted by Sheriff Conan McClellan in Butler County, Pennsylvania. So now let's go to that film report.
Cool that everything's hunky-dory here, so we can just keep doing our jobs.
To search out and destroy the marauding ghouls. The Survival Command Center at the Pentagon has disclosed that a ghoul can be killed by a shot in the head or a heavy blow to the skull. Officials are quoted as explaining that since the brain of a ghoul has been activated by the radiation, the plan is kill the brain and you kill the ghoul.
What do you think from the supply wagon, Gus?
No, we're all right. Hey, Cass, put that thing all the way in the fire. We don't want it getting up again. All right, I got you.
Chief McClellan, how's everything going?
Oh, things aren't going too bad. Men are taking it pretty good. You want to get on the other side of the road over there?
Chief, do you think we'll be able to defeat these things?
Great.
Well, we killed 19 of them today right in this area. Those last 3 we caught trying to claw their way into an abandoned shed. They must have thought somebody was in there. There wasn't, though. We heard them making all kind of noise. We came over and beat them off, blasted them down.
You beat it. That'll calm them down.
Yeah, okay.
Chief, if I were surrounded by 6 or 8 of these things, would I stand a chance with them?
Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot them in the head.
I mean, if
That's
you-
a sure way to
you
kill
know,
'em.
Like,
You don't
just
do-
look at me. Just look at me. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm pretty
Go up
svelte,
pretty
you know.
Well, Chief McClellan, how long do you think it will take you until you get the situation under control?
Well, that's pretty
What
hard
part of
to
you
say.
think
We
they'd
don't know
eat
how many
first?
of them
What do you
there
think?
are. We know when we find them, we can kill them.
Did they just take Barbara? I didn't think that happened. That dude, it's Zombie Zero. No! Dang! Dang! You little weirdo! Who's alive?
Yeah.
Just him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I could live here.
Dude.
This is like a nice.
That's so crazy. It really is very
That's
well
just
done.
Sauntering. Yeah, it's true.
And the build up, and you know, like don't go in the cellar, and then he ends up in the cellar.
Yeah, because
you
it's
know.
a death trap. Yeah, now he's all yay, cellar. Cellar's great. That basement idea isn't sounding so dumb now, is it? Well, you can go down. I guess he just wants to keep. Well. Oh no. Oh, dang it.
Oh.
It's either a lousy shot, so he had to take a couple, or he's just being vindictive.
Yeah.
Ah! Sweet. He had it. Is he had ammo? That's good. Yeah, his music's pretty,
Yeah, this is very well done.
Yeah. Comes. Do 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 do. Oh man, they learn how to fly helicopters. We're screwed.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Hey, Vince, Al, you want to get about 4 or 5 men and a couple dogs? There's a house over here behind those trees. We want to go check it out. Right, you go here, Bill.
Yeah, Chief, we're going to stay with it till we meet up with the National Guard.
Where'd you get the coffee?
One of the volunteers, you're doing all the
Yeah,
work.
those were
We
the
should be
militia
wrapped
guys.
up here about 3 or 4 more hours. We'll probably get into Willard then. I guess you can go over there and meet the National Guard. Nick, you and the rest of these men want to come with me?
Well, Bill, let's check in the office, see what's happening. All right, Steve, tell them we're going to stay with it, and everything appears to be under control.
There's a ton of cocaine in that house.
He's alive!
Play stocks in the 60s.
Is that light? Is that sunlight hitting him?
I think so,
So
yeah.
is he in the cellar still?
Yeah. He's in the cellar. Well, oh, hey, look. Bunch of headshots. Oh, maybe Sir Blitz. I've never played it.
They need you down there by the barn.
Well, yeah, there you go, MM7.
A few men to check out the house. Somebody had a cookout here, Vince. Yeah, sure looks like it, Cop.
It's nice light.
It is nice. I think that's the motivation. Is that it's cool. Maybe. Oh, it looks like maybe there's just a light.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a cool fall.
Yeah.
I think it may just have a light, Abby. But, I don't know. Having all the zombies in the house. They went outside because the light? Oh. It's interesting that he grabbed his
Get
face.
up here. Nick, Tony, Steve, you want to get out in that field and build me a bonfire?
They got bored. Be cool if the guy and the girl from the truck were just like roasted zombies.
Ooh,
You
yeah.
drag that out of here and throw it on the fire. Nothing down here. All right, go ahead down and give him a hand. Let's go check out the house. There's something there. I heard a noise.
Look like Kirk Douglas plus
All
Spencer
right,
Tracy.
hit him in the head, right between the eyes.
Oh!
Good shot. Okay, he's dead. Let's go get him. That's another one for the fire.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not a living dead. Yep. Yeah. Are you still? Yeah.
I didn't know it. Ended
Yeah. Look at all these meat hooks. Goodness, they're just hooking bodies and.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it is dope.
Dude, that is a great movie.
It sure is. Like it's not. Yeah. Like I mean, I think maybe people have an idea that it's like.
I did.
Campy or cheesy. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Or I thought it was definitely going to be dated or something, but that packs a punch.
It definitely does, man.
Well,
thank you, Mr.
Red Sugar, glad we watched that.
Yeah.
That's very enjoyable.
Right, exactly, Smug. And it definitely does make it more effective, especially with these like crime scene photos.
Yeah, it's very, yeah. Oh my god.
Just completely ignoring the context of killing that black protagonist and the times this was shot.
I mean, that's what he says, but like, you're right. It's just crazy because it plays so well into that subtext. And it really does make it adds an entire other layer to this movie. But it's so in your face, how could they not know?
Yeah. And it doesn't, like, I mean, the guy, like, the guy goes, something's moving in there. He's like, there it is, right? Get him in the head. And he's like, that's another one for the fire.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I mean, it can go either way. Maybe
well, what do you mean when you say?
In the sense that, like, I mean, you can read it as like He's like, something's moving in there. Better safe than sorry. It's a black dude. Shoot him anyway. Like not.
Oh, yeah.
Not, but just kind of like.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that it's necessarily.
It could be just by. I mean, it could be.
I don't know. I don't know that it's overtly.
I don't think it plays that way, but just by having that
yes,
there is that subtext there for sure.
Why is Laura chilling with Norman Reedus? Because it's a zombie movie.
Do I look like Norman Reedus?
That's the second time
in 2 weeks.
It's the second time.
I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah. This is Jeff Dolan. The title is literal. It's a single night of the living dead, and then they manage to get the situation under control the next morning. Yeah, exactly. Nothing bites the dust fits any zombie.
Man, very, very well done.
Common misconception, but that's Justin Timberlake.
I've heard that before.
Kasha and I have mentioned that. Yeah.
I've heard that, and I don't see it at all. I mean, thanks.
But yeah, no, yeah, definitely, classic.
So, in addition to all the night there's because now I want to watch all of them.
I know
because that was
Dawn of the Dead is
like this is the whole series I haven't watched at all.
Absolutely, it's gonna be May. Yeah.
So there's Dawn of the Dead,
which takes place in a shopping mall and is much more purposefully
comedic,
at least satirical.
Yeah, and I heard that one's the best one.
Yeah.
In addition,
it's great.
Aside from this one,
it's a great poster, dude. Derek, I would love to. It's just not public domain. Why is Lobert Reynolds chilling with Legolas? These are great.
Yeah,
Dawn is definitely not public domain. Yeah, and I haven't seen Dawn of the Dead either. Dawn is I know. I haven't seen that, and even the Zack Snyder one is supposed to be good.
I've seen parts of that, and it was good. Yeah, it's got a great opening. I'd probably say it's Zack Snyder's. I saw like 30 minutes. I was like, this certainly seems like his best. I don't know. It just felt like a real movie, not like a extended advertisement. But
His Masterpiece Day is good, but it was actually held down by budget reasons, but it's still incredible. Land. Oh right. Diary and Survival are not worth your time and opinion. Yeah, Return of the Living Dead. That one's a comedy, isn't it? D squared. I think Return of the Living Dead is a comedy. Then there's Flight of the Living Dead, which takes place on a plane, which is not Romero. Yeah. Return of the Living Dead is the one where it's like kind of punky looking Shaun of the Dead. It took me so long to realize that Shaun of the Dead was a play on Dawn of the Dead.
What?
Yeah. I just like, Shaun of the Dead, okay. It took me just for, I don't know.
I love Shaun of the Dead. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it is. It is. It just is. I just love Hot Fuzz so much more.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the more accomplished film, but Shaun is still a wonderful movie.
Yeah.
When he goes up, when he's like, I'm going to check real quick, and he goes up the little ladder in the backyard to see.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's like, how many are there? He's like, lots.
Yeah.
Lots.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is, I mean, Simon Pegg is just a great actor. I really like. I love. He's got such a great presence.
Yeah.
Bong of the Dead with Cheech and Chong. That's not real, right? I mean, it sounds like it's real, but it's not real. Generally, did a comedy, but it's like 80s teenager energy. Hot Fuzz is wonderful. So weird thing. John Russo who wrote Night of the Living Dead, wrote Return of the Living Dead as an official sequel, and he's been milking the Night of the Living Dead public domain name ever since. I would do it. Hot Fuzz is my favorite. But mine too. By a landslide.
Yeah, by a landslide.
By far.
Hot Fuzz is so.
Great.
It's one of the in terms of that script is so amazing, and then the filmmaking is. I mean, everything about it is amazing, but it's almost deceptively. You wouldn't look at that script at first and be like, "That's a really, really, really brilliant script."
It really.
But when you unpack that thing, it is. There's so much going on in there. It's great.
It's also got so much. Oh man, you got so many references. And the casting is all very particular and just. I don't know. It's just.
The great are good.
The great are good. It's like stop it. What is it? Something says crusty jugglers. One of my favorite
crusty jugglers.
So many great.
Or the two cops with the mustache.
Yeah. Oh,
I love when they
I
exit.
love Patty Considine. Yeah.
There's an exit where they both leave and they're looking at it, and then another one just goes.
Yeah, they walk off and they go, see you later, and then Patty goes. Rafe Spall and Patty. I love Patty Considine. I love that actor so much.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah,
and then in that movie, oh my gosh, it's just so many great things. But I just love. There's so many wonderful things. So many wonderful lines, and I love. He's like, he's made himself judge, jury, and executioner because he's not judge, jury, and executioner. and it's just played totally straight, and he just goes, oh, it's so great. We had this already. Worked with Edgar Wright about 2 years ago, doing what
on Baby Driver in Atlanta. Yeah, The Fly's a masterpiece. That's another one.
The Fly is fantastic.
We were gonna do it this month, but there just wasn't enough days to do it.
You know what, guys? Like, people have talked about. So, like, I mean, we can do public domain movies every once in a while, I think. But there's also people talked about that people do. I mean, they do Rabbit, but also we can just kind of like anyone who has the movie, we can start it and we can be in Discord chat together. I don't know. I'd have to look into that. It would be cool to do stuff. Like
this was fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed doing this.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I don't know that there obviously are pause sync. Yeah, like kind of like Dark Side of the Moon where we go, okay, we all start now. I would love it too, Derek. There just is a very limited scope of things that we can watch. But there's some cool stuff that's public domain. I think Carnival of Souls is public domain. I think Night of the Living Dead I felt pretty okay with because there's some things where it's like we don't like some things are public domain, but the soundtrack's not public domain, or something.
Right.
There's some elements of it, or like this version of it is not public. I mean, it's like there are different things like that. Night of the Living Dead is pretty much kind of like it's like it is public domain. Yeah.
Especially now that I've seen it, I'm just like, man, that's a great movie that holds up.
I know. I mean, and heck, gosh darn it, like I weirdly remembered it totally. My recollection of it, and I don't know where this came from, was that Barbara. I didn't even remember anyone else in the movie. I remember my recollection was that Barbara was alive. I don't know where this came from. She came out of the house with him, and they shot the black guy. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Wow.
And I was like, oh man, so like. Man truly is the monster, and it is like the entire thing is like
a racial
after all this
allegory,
it's still the racism that kill and I'm kind of, and then I saw this and I was
That'd
like,
be pretty intense.
Okay, like this is. I think there's nothing that overtly plays that they're like. I'm also racist. I mean, you can read that into it,
sure,
and the way that they, linger on it. They linger on it because
especially
it's a protagonist,
with those photos
but also,
at the end, like those are very.
Oh yeah.
But that ending would have been an equally as good ending. It just would have been more like we're making a point here.
Yeah, we should remake it and do that.
I mean, that's a great ending to it. It really is.
I know. Or we could just make a different movie
with that ending.
Yeah. Nobody steal it. Nobody steal it. You can steal it. No, don't steal it. I've seen bits of Spaced. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I still like that idea of being reanimated for a night and then you wake up and you're like, and then collectively everyone wakes up and they're like, fuck. I want to do that. There's a movie there.
I want to do a short.
I was thinking about it.
A short where it's a support group of zombies who have woken up. And and it's like several months on, and they're like, yeah, and then someone like, and there's like, yeah, and it's like, oh, it's awful, yeah, whatever, and then like we had sex with them after we killed them, and then everyone's like, what? It's like, no, yeah, the thing takes hold of you, you kill them, you eat them, and you have sex with their dead bodies, and they're like, I didn't have sex with mine, you had sex with yours, and they're like, yeah, no, it's the virus, it's the Venus, it's the satellite, it's the radiation. Okay. You didn't have sex with yours? No, you seriously didn't have sex with yours? Yeah.
That's great.
I think that's it. Wasn't a big deal. Main character was black at the time. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It was the radiation. You're a monster. Yeah. No, we all did it.
You said.
You said. He's like, I just didn't say no.
Yeah.
You were so adamant about it. I felt bad. I felt like I was left out because I didn't have sex with
I
her.
just killed my wife and my daughter.
Yeah.
You went into a whole other... like the people who have committed atrocities are like, whoa, dude.
Comedy anime area about a guy who gets a bunch of zombie girls together, make a singing group, and he puts in elaborate makeup to make them seem alive. They go outside with the makeup on, the cops shoot at them and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
so the
funny.
radiation did the radiation...
I think that
I'm sure they addressed it, and we maybe because it was all in that newsreel stuff. Did it fall down? Did that satellite make it back and it like landed, and then that radiation permeated?
I mean it's sort of just.
Oh, it was just a theory, Derek.
Yeah, but I mean I feel like that's what they put out
That's what they're implying.
Yeah,
kinda,
and like I mean it's kind of like
with that.
It's kind of like the Godzilla thing. I think. It does.
Right,
It does
yeah,
King Cold Blood.
yeah.
Although 68 is getting a little later. I mean, it seems like
because Godzilla's 50.
Yeah, the movie.
Honestly, 50.
Yeah,
3 is that
probably?
50? Yeah.
It's definitely 50s. And I mean, this is 68. This is after. No, it's a year before Easy Rider. What are some other movies we got? 54. Yeah, that is pretty late. I mean, it just looks. Oh, your brother worked with Edgar Wright on a list of his 1,000 favorite movies. Oh, that's awesome. They made a list of his favorite horror.
Oh, I've read that. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh, cool.
That's awesome. Midnight Cowboy was 69, right? 69 starring Trumpet? Or 67, actually. The idea that this is after Midnight Cowboy is crazy. But it's Once Upon a Time, wow. I mean, but this is like indie, right? Like, this is true indie, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, bro?
Same year as 2001. I mean...
Yeah. Yeah.
68.
Sorry, Chubbit. Midnight Cowboy is 69, yeah. So Midnight Cowboy is the year after this. We didn't watch that, and that's a pretty... Well, I mean, I guess it's not quite... I mean, it's Schlesinger, but it's not...
I've only seen it once, and I was really young, so I would love to watch it again.
Yeah. Yeah, we should do that. I don't even... Yeah. Which I feel like probably fully 70% of the people who quote that think it's like Robert De Niro or something.
I did for the longest time, and then I was like, no, that's Dustin Hoffman and Midnight Cowboy. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I thought it was Pacino.
Yeah.
It sounded like a Pacino phrase.
Yeah. So let's conclude Horror Month. Yes. What's the plan moving forward? Excellent question. Good night. So we had a big old talk the last time, and it was invigorating, and it was cool, and we made a bunch of lists, or started a bunch of lists. So what we're going to do moving forward is we're going to come back Pilgrim next. Like Scott Pilgrim? Pilgrim? What's Pilgrim? What is Pilgrim?
Pilgrim.
Hey. There's a debate if that Rasso scene was planned.
Oh, I thought it was accepted as improv.
Yeah.
That he actually almost did get run over and he just went with it.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back like Thanksgiving Pilgrims. Oh, like Pilgrim movies? Let's do a bunch of all the Pilgrim movies that we can find. Like
Isn't there
1492 Conquest of Paradise? I don't know.
Isn't there one with Ed Harris?
Definitely
who plays the villain, or is he Amish? I feel like when I worked at Blockbuster, there was a cover with Ed Harris on it. He had a pilgrim hat on.
Oh wow.
And
maybe.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, hey, no, I'm
cool.
Isn't The Witch a Pilgrim movie? Oh, like Clockwork or yeah, I guess we could watch like The Crucible. Isn't Planes, Trains, and Automobiles Thanksgiving? Maybe. I don't know that there are a lot. I've never seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. But what we're going to do basically is come back to the New Hollywood, and we're kind of going to wrap it up. Wait. What did we talk about? Did we talk about genres next? Or did we talk about, was there something we were going to do before that? We're basically going to come back to the New Hollywood movement, sort of wrap it up. We haven't covered everything. Oh, we were going to do Chimino.
Yeah, we were going to do two.
Yeah. So basically, because the next...
But we debated about one of those because of the length of it.
Yeah.
Let's just talk it out.
Sure. So basically, we've done a number. So the New Hollywood movement. We talked to you guys. We talked a lot about it the first kind of episode, and a little bit the second. We talked about it. Kind of talked about it the second. When we did, like The Graduate and Easy Rider, and we talked about Bonnie and Clyde and stuff. But it's kind of turned into us just sort of like taking the movies one at a time and just talking about them as movies, which is fine. And occasionally we pepper in a little bit of like, and this was, important and part of the New Hollywood movement because of this, but like we kind of have gotten away from it. But now we're going to get into, because there are many, many movies that we could have done. But we did a fair amount of the big ones, I would say. Like we did the beginning ones, right? The important beginning ones are like Bonnie and Clyde, The Graduate, Easy Rider.
5 Easy Pieces.
Did 5 Easy Pieces and Last Detail, which makes me really happy that we did that. The BBC stuff, or BBS stuff.
We did French Connection. We did
Exorcist. We did.
And that took us into Horror Month.
What was in between there? What was between? We did something in between 5 Easy and Last Detail. This is like episode 11.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? North by Northwest is apparently on Thanksgiving. Yes, I remember that. Alice's Restaurant? I've never seen that. I would love to see that. Arlo Guthrie, baby.
But so what we were talking about is wrapping up this the new Hollywood movement, as it were, and bring to just so we can bring to like an official close on it, and we'll jump into some new stuff that we've been discussing internally over here.
And we'll come back to it.
And we'll always come back to it.
Because there are many, many, many great films. There's some very specific ones that I very, very much want to get to.
Yeah.
I mean, Midnight Cowboy is one.
But we were going to talk about maybe next week doing... was it Deer Hunter?
Deer Hunter, which is one of really kind of the last ones that. Oh, we did Godfather. We did Mean Streets.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, these are huge ones. These
we did a pretty.
Oh, we
good
did
job.
Last Picture Show. Yeah,
we did good.
So we kind of hit. We kind of
MCR fan.
We kind of later MM7. We did sort of an intro to a lot of the important directors, right? Who came out of it. We even did Hal Ashby, which is great.
Yeah, I was glad we got to do him.
Hal Ashby, Bert Schneider, and then we kind of the sort of breakout for Scorsese. We did Coppola, obviously, with the two Godfathers.
Friedkin,
Bogdanovich, and really kind of one of the last ones to really emerge from that time and be a huge deal for a short time was Michael Cimino, who did The Deer Hunter. And I actually don't have a good placement for where that is in time. Is that?
I don't either.
That has got to be 75 or something. That's what I would assume. I would assume
78. Wow.
Oh.
So he did Deer Hunter, and then he moved right into the next movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Deer Hunter is important. I mean, it won like every award known to man.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful movie. It really is. It's got, in my opinion, one of Robert De Niro's. I'm not a huge look. I love Robert De Niro. A lot of people are like, Robert De Niro is one of the best actors. I'm like, yeah, he is. He's also Robert De Niro. Mm-hmm. But in Deer Hunter, he gave a performance. I was like, oh wow, that's why people talk about Robert De Niro the way they talk about him.
Oh, and this is what's great about this is, I mean, it's the Deer Hunter, so it's a landmark film. It's early Meryl Streep. It's
Christopher Walken. He's Christopher Walken,
baby-faced cherub,
heartbreaking. He won an Oscar for Deer Hunter. It's a heartbreaking performance.
This is gonna blow your mind if you were only familiar with Christopher Walken from. Yeah. I mean, it's my gosh,
it's amazing.
Early Meryl Streep, Walken, and John Cazale. Which this might be the last one.
Yeah.
Because he passed away.
Yeah.
He got cancer, and this is crazy. So the way this all I was reading up on Alien when we did Alien, and Victoria Cartwright was I guess close to, or is it Veronica or Victoria? I can't remember. Veronica Cartwright was maybe, I guess she thought she was getting Ripley. But apparently it was down to Sigourney Weaver and Meryl Streep.
Wow.
Apparently. But Meryl Streep she kind of bowed out or wasn't in the place to be because she was still mourning the passing of John Cazale, who she was dating at the time, because he died from cancer. And it was, I mean, it's just like what a...
And that guy he's the only actor ever, every single movie he starred in was nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah. And I mean, and the thing is, and we'll have done 3 of them. And then when we do the second to last one is one of my favorite films of all time. It's Dog Day Afternoon, and I cannot wait to do it with you guys. It's 75, so technically, I mean, it very much does fall into the New Hollywood movement, but it's Sidney Lumet, who is not... I mean, the New Hollywood was a time when all these new directors kind of sort of cropped up and started doing this really, really challenging, interesting, beautiful, fantastic work.
And that is Lumet, but he was already established.
Lumet was doing, and it was also a time when very established directors started doing some of what could be considered their best work or some of their most striking work. And that, Sidney Lumet with Dog Day Afternoon and Serpico, like, definitely counts. And even in Network, I say even Network because it's a little later. But like he came right out of the gate with 12 Angry Men, which we need to do. And he just has been amazing the entire time. He's my favorite director. But I cannot wait to do Dog Day Afternoon. Anyway,
So we're talking about doing Deer Hunter, and we want to do Deer Hunter first because and this comes back to what the second movie is.
Oh, it's so great, Pajano.
Because we want to cover Michael Cimino because he really he did 2 movies and then he was kind of done.
Yeah.
And he has a really interesting career trajectory, but it had a heavy influence on where we're at on movies today.
Absolutely.
Because he did Deer Hunter and it won every award known to man. It won all these awards and it was a big success. And then I guess because he made it in 80, like it was released in 80, so he immediately moved into Heaven's Gate, this sprawling Civil War era?
I think
it's just a Western.
Yeah, I think it's before. Gosh, I can't even remember now. Gosh, it's beautiful though.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous, and it is. So, sorry, well, go ahead.
But so we were talking about doing Heaven's Gate after that because Heaven's Gate is like the pivotal movie that, with one fell swoop, it brought the hammer down and it said, "We are done with the New Hollywood movement."
It's fascinating because the New Hollywood movement, and that's what we've been kind of saying since the beginning, created where we are in just about every sense. Mm-hmm. Like it was a renaissance in American film, and gave birth to some of the greatest and most strikingly artistic and honest and bold voices in films that we've ever seen. And I still feel like the movies today that really are truly artistic and are making that sort of an impact and that sort of a whatever are in the spirit of these films. Like I mean, the 70s in American film is kind of pointed to as this renaissance, as the kind of the greatest period in American film, but also the leeway that directors were given because of the stuff that they were doing also just kind of hit a tipping point. And
it's where success and ego. Heaven's Gate is a perfect example of artistic success because of freedom, and because of that artistic success and freedom, it promoted through the director and the auteur theory. Michael Cimino turned into an egomaniac, and his movie single-handedly brought down an entire movie production company. Or no, not a production company, a movie studio.
Yeah.
It brought United Artists to its knees. I think they had to file for bankruptcy, and they sold it to another company. Mm-hmm. And it's still around, but like it essentially one movie brought an entire movie studio to its knees. And after that, everyone was like, cool, that auteur theory where we're going to give the director complete freedom to do what they want and a lot of money to put behind them so they can explore their personal ideas and their personal art form. We're not going to do that anymore. And so Heaven's Gate ushered in the 80s, which became about
Later Blitz, yeah.
which really became about more studio-driven, producer-driven, where the producers kind of became the stars, like Joel Silver, and it became much more about not so much personal artistic stories, but action movies, and it became the era of excess,
the high concept film.
Yeah.
And basically this the reason this period is so endlessly fascinating to me and to many people, as outlined in Easy Riders Raging Bulls, is that it really comes in 3 phases, and we are living in that legacy. Because movies were
Coming with me.
Aria, thank you for the follow. Movies were a thing. Movies were a formula, right? Before the new Hollywood movement, right? They were gangster pictures, they were big musicals, they were huge whatever, and it was like boom, boom, boom. They were kicking them out, and they were made with great artistry, but they were very kind of like, we know, the studios was like, we know how to do it. We package them and we send them off, and they're successful, and it's great. New Hollywood movement, it broke that, and it kind of happens in 3 phases. They go, boom, we're doing something new. Everyone scrambles and goes, we don't know what to do, but these kids know what to do. We'll give them that money. That goes for a certain amount of time. Then it hits a tipping point. Boom! They have so much freedom and so much power and so much carte blanche that they overdo it. And then there is a 3rd phase. And that comes in with 2 of the biggest movies that ever existed, and that all kind of led us to where we're going. But we'll talk about it more when we get to it. Basically, we're going to do the Deer Hunter next, and we'll talk about whether we're going to do Heaven's Gate, because we talked about it.
We've talked about
Heaven's Gate is beautiful. I love it.
I own it. I own a really fancy version of it, like a Criterion Blu-ray, and I spent a lot of money on it. I have not finished it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. It is a very long movie.
Yeah,
and Deer Hunter is long.
Yeah.
But Deer Hunter is fantastic and beautiful and amazing, and it's worth every minute on screen. And Heaven's Gate is really, like, so far I've seen about an hour of it.
I love
it.
But
it just, it's a lot of movie.
It is.
It's long.
And it's two a lot of movies back to back, but it's because Heaven's Gate was like boom, and it was like, oh, wait a second, something different happened here.
Yeah.
We've gone a little far. And then there were a couple others, like, and Dennis Hopper was involved again. There was one called The Last Movie where he went off into Peru, and it went insane.
Yeah.
Insane. And that's like where we talked about how, like, Easy Rider was like barely just skirted the edge and then came out.
Is it really 5.5 hours?
No, it isn't.
No.
Heaven's Gate? No, it isn't.
There's no way they could release a 5.5 hour movie.
Heaven's Gate? No way. Unless it's like a director's
I mean, it's
cut.
long.
I
It's
watched
longer
it. It's
than
not
3.
It's
it's
is
longer than 3. That's
Oh
why
my
I'm like,
gosh.
should we do it? But
it is such a landmark thing. But there are a couple others we could do. There's the Last Movie, and then there's like One from the Heart. But it's Heaven's Gate is the one. Heaven's Gate, guys, is pointed to so infamously as a flop, and it's a beautiful film.
Oh yeah,
it's a beautiful artistic film, but it just went way over budget, and a whole bunch of crazy stuff happened.
5.5 hours. I don't like honestly. I don't know.
Once Upon a Time in America is like 5.5 hours. Oh, official runtime is 5 hours 25 minutes. That's
if that's
nuts.
True,
I can't believe I watched it. It's beautiful. It's great. It's got Brad Dourif in it. It's great. Hey, Soaring Trumpet. Oh my gosh. What the heck was I going to say?
5:25.
That
can't be.
Thank you. Sub. Scription. Thank you for the subscription.
Running time 219 minutes.
Divide that by 60. I can't do it. Never will be able to.
So that's 3
I could
hours.
listen
It's
to
like
guys
3.5
talk for hours,
hours.
which is
Now there's
something that I did
alternate
tonight.
versions.
Lots of love.
Okay, here we go.
my
Here we go. Versions of the film.
Sorry, Trumpet. Thank you for those
So the work
14 months of unbelievable sports.
The work print cut is 325 minutes. I think that's the 5.5 hour version.
Okay.
Initial premiere was 219 minutes, which was a little like 3.5 hours. Cinema release was aborted after 1 week. Damn.
Wow.
Director's second edit, 149 minutes, so that brings it down to 2.5.
That's not much.
Radical cut is 219, back to 3.5. And then the final,
Let's get 2
the
hours,
final
29
like
minutes. Okay.
the Blu-ray release, the one I have is 216, which is a little over 3 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours and 29 minutes. This isn't. That's not crazy. So what he's looking at. There you go. Now Heaven's Gate, guys, but Heaven's Gate, it's crazy. It's fascinating because it is a beautiful artistic movie that I think has a whole heck of a lot of value, and I loved it when I saw it. I don't remember anything about it, but yeah, I love it. And
I'm excited to watch it. Okay, that scared me because I don't even know if I have time to watch a 5.5 hour movie. But I think we should do it.
I think we should do it. It is such an infamous flop, guys, that when Waterworld came out and turned into a similarly infamous flop, Waterworld also is totally fine.
It's totally fine.
It's this thing when things go over budget, people go like they love to start kind of whatever. But when Waterworld was such a huge flop, and Waterworld is like the famous flop, they started calling it Kevin's Gate. as a play on Heaven's Gate.
Did you come up with that?
No.
The decent?
No. But they also called it, here's the other thing, and here's another movie that is nowhere near as bad as advertised. They also called it Fishtar.
Oh boy.
So Ishtar, we need to watch Ishtar.
Ishtar's awesome.
It's great. We need to go back and watch Ishtar. That's Elaine May, who's the other half of the Mike Nichols comic team. Mike Nichols being the director of The Graduate. And I love this. I love that so we're starting, guys, to lay this foundation so that when we watch movies later, we can refer back and be like, remember, blah, 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 and we can talk about Scorsese, we can talk about Mike Nichols, we can talk about, and we can at least go, even if you missed it, or we can be like, remember The Graduate, and we're like, yeah. So I'm really excited. We're going to finish out essentially the new Hollywood movement with Deer Hunter, Heaven's Gate, and then two movies that kind of really nailed the nails into the coffin of the new Hollywood movement was when a third type of movie emerged, and studios kind of started going, oh, well, we didn't know how to do this kind of like Five Easy Pieces stuff. We didn't know how to churn that out because it's so dependent on personal expression and individual artistry in a sense. But we can do this kind of artistry. This we understand. This looks more like a formula. And those two movies are Jaws and Star Wars. So, and that kind of ends up putting us into where we are now, and it brings us into the 80s, which is a fascinating time, the 90s, which is an immensely fascinating time and a very beloved time to me, and then
so once we get through those, and once we get through Jaws,
yes,
and Star
Ducky Poo,
Wars,
yes.
We've talked about it, and I think we're going to start doing some more themed episodes as opposed to following any pattern of release in terms of like, well, this came out in 81, 82, 83. Yeah. And we came up with some ideas for just starting to do theme weeks essentially. Yeah. And picking a movie or two movies and just going nuts on it.
Yeah, and we might kind of start doing like just sort of grouping films together almost
We're doing months,
2 weeks at a time or even a month at a time where we're going to go like, look, we're going to look at these two films in terms of how they express this idea in different ways. Yeah. Or we're going to talk about these two films sometime, like we'll do different stuff. Like one of which will be like, oh, like this is a remake of this film, or this is a spiritual successor to this film, or this is an action movie from the 80s, this is an action movie from the 90s. I mean, just all I believe we've got a lot of notes, and I'm really excited about jumping into that. And then we'll dip back into classic films, and you know those series will not be at all exempt from classic movies either. But we'll dip back into the new Hollywood and do that occasionally. I'm excited.
We'll start doing like crime months. Like I want to do Heat. Like Heat's a big one that I want to do. And we got a bunch of crime movies. Like we can do like a Western month with
War Through the Ages. I mean, we have
a huge list of stuff.
Yeah, there's really the media criticism in film, stuff like Nightcrawler, Network. I mean, just really, really great stuff. Heat, I haven't seen in years. You'll donate $3,000 if you dance to Smash Mouth.
Start dancing to Smash Mouth.
Well, all right. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. You ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. He was looking kinda dumb with a finger and a thumb in the shape of an L on your forehead. Clockers, I've never seen it. Well, the years stop coming and they don't stop coming. Back to the back and this is what I'm running. Did it make sense not to live for fun? Your brain gets done, but your dad gets dumb.
Guy Fieri.
There you go. I mean, I feel like that's what you wanted. Lover, did you ever do the John with the cats? The cats. The cats? No! Thank you for the reminder. I need to do that. I need to go. That's not dancing? Oh, DPR. Oh.
Got him.
Not actually Smash Mouth. I mean, Clockers is a great Spike Lee. Yeah. Let's do it. I'm on board for all that. Yeah, and as we start filling out weeks, what we're going to start doing, guys, is announcing things once we get an idea of where. Ideally we'll do this. Hopefully we'll get this organized. But we'll start announcing things like kind of well in advance, so you can kind of be like blah blah blah, and we can be like, look, we've got this, we can do this, and we'll be able to kind of take your, excuse me, we'll be able to maybe take your some of your suggestions under consideration as well, and we're gonna do fun stuff. Cool.
Yeah, we'll start with Train coming at audience.
Yes, yeah.
We'll do a full 3-hour breakdown of that.
There's so many wonderful foreign films, absolutely, and a billion of which I've not seen. My wife for my birthday got me Paul Schrader's book, Transcendental Style in Film, which is the reason First Reformed is so striking and unique. It's an adherent to that philosophy. Robert Bresson and Bresson, and I don't know the other guy, and it's Ozu. Like, these are people who I'm like, oh, I've heard of those guys, but then there's like a whole bunch of people I was like, I've never heard of any of these people.
Wow,
I'm about to get real smart or just like lose.
I'm gonna get real
smart.
Yeah, we'll do Blade Runner at some point for sure.
We'll definitely do Blade Runner. Oh, we got
after we get through this, we're gonna start doing everything, and it's gonna be a free for all, and it's gonna be nice.
Yeah, the day Lobo is that organized is the day I do something really unlikely. I'm a little buzzed and unable to come up with anything clever. Until you can organize yourself to the point where you can really burn me, I'm not gonna be burned by what you say.
I'm partial to the final cut. In all honesty, and I've seen them all.
Really, have you?
Yeah.
We need to do another thing we can that I really like to do is start doing like kind of director series too, maybe 2 movies at a time or something. And Ridley Scott is a fascinating one.
Oh man, I watched Black Rain the other night, and it's just crazy because like that dude is so brilliant, and then you watch Black Rain, and I'm like, it's just so dumb. It's a stupid. I
mean, the 80s are a weird
dumb,
time too, though.
Dumb movie. It's a goddamn dumb movie. And it's crazy because it looks gorgeous and it's so dumb. Also, Blade Runner 2049 better than OG Fight Me. I won't fight you because I think Blade Runner 2049 absolutely has a better, more emotionally resonant storyline, no question whatsoever. But I think Blade Runner on an aesthetic level is more impressive and more obviously groundbreaking.
And I think is intended to be more austere and sort
more
of
austere.
like,
but I saw Blade 2040. I saw 2049
That's great.
twice in the theater because it hit me on such an emotional level, and that's why Villeneuve or whatever his name is. Yeah. I just love that guy because he can do the austere stuff and he can still hit you on an emotional note. And I thought 2049, I walked out of that and I was like, you accomplished the impossible, which was you got that 2040 or the original aesthetic down to a T, and you respected the world.
Yep.
And you still made an emotionally resonant and effective film.
Yeah.
And by the end of that movie, when Harrison Ford does what he does, in the final shot of that movie, it was beautiful. It's great.
I agree. 2049 is amazing, and that's why they're giving Villeneuve Dune. They're giving him everything. They're handing him literally every. And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze is being remade by Denis Villeneuve.
Weird.
I'm I've not seen Blade Runner. I really do want to like remake like Crocodile Dundee 2.
Yeah, right.
Or something.
Is that where he's parting through L.A. On the poster?
No, that's Crocodile Dundee.
That's the original?
No, that's Crocodile Dundee in L.A. Crocodile Dundee 2 is one of the films that I would love to do in our sequels are better than the originals series. We'll be watching a lot
I haven't seen.
We'll be doing a lot of Crocodile Dundee.
Okay, cool.
I'll be finding a lot of ways to cram a little more Paul Hogan into your lives. Crocodile Dundee 2 is great. That's the one where they go to Australia as opposed to his coming to New York, and it's great. It's great.
Was Paul Hogan in anything else?
Yeah, he was in like a not Heaven Can Wait, but it was like a remake of Heaven Can Wait, or like a movie just like Heaven Can Wait called like. He was an angel. I can't remember. I don't know. He was also in Flipper, I think.
Oh, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see. I'm just going through.
Crocodile Dundee, in a lot of ways, this is gonna be insane. What I'm about to say, but because I watched it so many more times, Crocodile Dundee was kind of my Indiana Jones.
Why am I hosting?
I know.
Don't ever tell anyone.
But
ever.
But also Temple of Doom Indiana Jones was my Indiana Jones. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Let's do it. Hey, Raccoon Buffoon, you missed.
Someone mentioned Enemy. I loved Enemy.
I've never seen Enemy.
I honestly think it's one of his best movies.
Yeah. I Prisoners for me is his best one so far.
It's great. It's a knockout.
Yeah. Temple of Doom was not terrible camo. That is.
Nah, Temple of Doom's great.
Temple of Doom is great.
It's just different. It's great.
Not to just be like trying to be a monolithic kind of stone wall, but like that's just objectively wrong.
The original trilogy, all three of those, they're great for their own reasons.
Quigley Down Under is that's what I've heard is underrated. That's like when they were like, hey, he was supposed to be Indiana Jones. Let's give him another shot. I'm clipping that quote about Crocodile Dundee, by the way. Sure, rock and roll, man. I will stand behind it. It isn't your favorite. You love Temple of Doom. I love Temple of Doom. It's still good, but of the three, it's the worst. Nah. I don't know. None of them are bad.
Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah, they're all good.
They're all good.
And at this point, like, I don't know.
They're just all good movies.
I've been writing a last-minute midterm paper because I spent the weekend at TwitchCon. Rock and roll!
Nice.
I will be there, God willing, next year. Man, I missed it. I'm glad I did what I did. It was great to spend my birthday with my family. And I was sick, and there were a million reasons that converged that made it less practical for me to go, and led to my not going. But yeah. Temple of Doom is absolutely badical. Yeah, totally. Yeah, Wolfrat. Absolutely, totally bad in the way that it's awesome.
There's just no way to watch. How can
No,
I want to hear your reasoning because there's no way to say that it's just absolutely bad.
No, it's not bad.
There's a lot it offers.
What's
I
bad?
have my gripes with it, but
What's
I have my
bad
gripes with a lot of movies that I love.
If you say it's ridiculous, then I will point you to every scene in every Indiana Jones film.
All right.
It runs away.
Because I will agree with Wolfred on this. If I hear another kid scream, Indy, I'm going to kill that child.
Well, that man, he's like 45 years old now.
I will say, one of the things that I don't like about Temple of Doom is Short Round.
I love Short Round.
Not racist. It's just that kid,
He's from the Goonies. He's great.
Yeah. I'm not partial to Goonies.
I love it because I am racist. It's great. No, Short Round's fine. Willie is supposed to be.
Then she did it in spades.
I mean, like,
because she's annoying as shit. We all know it. We can all say it. He ended up. What he said about that? He's like, you know what I loved. He. I heard Spielberg cite Temple of Doom as one of his favorite movie experiences because that's where he met his wife.
Yeah.
So just shut up.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of problematic in Goonies, even though I like that movie. Yeah. What is the like?
I missed Goonies.
Booty Trap? Goodness, yeah. Goonies is great. Goonies is one of those ones. That's why Richard Donner's amazing. Because Goonies is one of those movies I was like, it's a Spielberg, and I was like, it's Richard Donner.
I love Go Blood.
Fortnite for love, thank you for the follow.
He needed blocks to drive quickly, but he had the stress of being dependent upon by a grown man. It's true. Right. That kid.
Sticky shoes.
Indiana Jones is like highly dependent on like an 8-year-old.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Oh man, we're starting to like just lightly pick apart this movie, and like we found a thread, and now it's just going like this.
Oh, but it's not like all the Indiana Jones movies are ridiculous. They're based on 30 serials.
Honestly,
They're insane.
you can pick apart Raiders real quick, and what's the thing? You can take Indiana Jones out of Raiders of the Lost Ark completely, and that plot moves from A to B to C without any issues. He had no effect on that plot whatsoever.
Wow. I'd rather he died alone than have made that movie. Goodness, Wolfrat. It's not awful. Snake surprise. There's that really great suspension bridge sequence at the end. It's amazing. The minecart chase, ripping hearts out of chests.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Even the opening, like
with the raft.
Dun 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 dun. Anything goes. Yes, and then the plane and the raft. Yeah, it's great. Fantastic. It's great. Don't start on a raft parachute jump to start temple. Great. Oh, what's wrong with it? Is it stranger than a paper mache ball boulder chasing him and people's faces melting off? Come on. The rope bridge scene is epic and iconic, and it's amazing. So is the minecart chase. It is thrilling. It's great. It's great. You're all wrong, but I love you. I love you, but you're all wrong. You're all being fed the Kool-Aid. The Jim Jones reference. Goodness gracious. Yikes. Ugh, that is a really intense reference that people just make all the time.
Jim Jones?
Yeah, well, just the drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, Jamestown Massacre.
Real nice. Like
where like 1,000 people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's cool. No one. Yeah.
Have you seen the documentary on it?
No.
I got like super obsessed with that for like a month.
Oh, for
and
real?
I did like a deep dive on it.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like really crazy
I mean,
stuff.
yep. Yeah.
And there's so many like audio recordings that you can listen to. So like the day it happened, you can like beat by beat understand how the events led to what ended up happening. So and it happened so very quickly. Because like he shot a politician that was visiting there, and then it just unraveled very, very, very quickly within minutes. Like, he was like, oh, it's over. We're done. We accidentally shot somebody. Everybody come quick.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. 3 is greater than 1 is greater than 2 is just how you see it. So nah, but no, dude, because like if you ask me which one I would love, which one I would want to watch right now, it's gonna be 2 or 3. It's gonna be 2 or 3. It's gonna be 2 or 3.
Mine, without question. See, here's the thing. I grew up loving Crusade the most, but now I'm like, it's Raiders by not even. It's by a long shot, and then 3, and then 2. But I love 2.
2's great. 2
is... no one talks about 4 because 4 doesn't count.
Nice. Yeah, I know. I literally did not even have the awareness that we were leaving something out.
I know, neither did I.
Yeah.
It's because 4 doesn't count.
Raiders for sure now. It's been a while since I've seen Raiders, but like, whatever. Like,
yeah, Raiders is a perfect action film, like adventure film.
This is what it is, guys. This is what it is, and I feel like we can all agree on this. And bear with me, sorry. Raiders is Dark Souls. Temple of Doom is Dark Souls 2. And Crusade is Dark Souls 3.
I don't know how to break that down.
I mean, that's literally true. Dark Souls 2, and Raiders, they tried a bunch of crazy stuff, went different directions with it, got darker, inspired the PG-13 rating. That and Gremlins. I mean, hey, and people did not like it. And I'm kind of like, it's freaking great, though. It's freaking great.
And honestly, but it's kind of weird because it's kind of great that people didn't like it at the time because they felt that because Spielberg is such a people pleaser that he's like, we gotta go light again.
Yeah,
so he's
fun,
like, okay,
super
fun for Crusade. Make it funny. We'll make it a buddy cop thing.
It's
we'll
like a cutesy whatever, and it's a big, huge crowd. It's a huge crowd pleaser, but like, but Temple of Doom is the most badass of them. Like, yes, it is.
No.
Like in terms of like, no. Listen,
listen.
In terms of like
truck chase sequence, Raiders.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? I don't know. I'm making this up as I go along. Cut to John Williams score, him on a horse. There's nothing cooler than that. It's done. Name something cooler than that in Temple of Doom.
It's more pandering. I feel like
No, it's not.
Crusade is more just like, I mean, whatever. We're talking about Indiana Jones. It's all fun. Whatever. Head to bed. Thanks for the stream, Lil Ross. Agreed, impetuous. Lots of love.
I felt like you just wiggled out of that. You're like, whatever. We're talking about Indiana Jones, right?
No, I mean, like,
I don't have a scene to match what you just said.
Oh, I totally do. Monkey brains, snake surprise, car.
What's snake surprise?
That's when the snakes. I mean, it's the same monkey brains thing. Like jump out of the
you
break
that,
out of
that
this
comical dinner scene.
Yes.
Where she goes like this. You're saying that scene is as good as I'm making up this up as I go along.
Temple of Doom is
and then him going and conquering this chain, and then it was a whip, and he's being dragged behind it, and he goes behind it, and then he comes back up, and he gets shot in the arm, and punches him, and he shoots, and you,
crushed, and
you,
what do I like?
You like the annoying girl going. I see.
I'm saying badass in terms of like dark and like.
Yeah, that is dark.
Oh my gosh!
Really pushing that
Oh my
PG-13
gosh!
rating.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
Indy does.
It's a good movie.
It does eat it and deal with it. The dark thing is ripping people's hearts out of people's chests, and they catch fire.
I know.
It's crazy.
Cool.
It's
awesome.
badass. It's insane.
Awesome.
It's insane.
Well, what does he say in that?
He says, Kalima.
Yeah.
Kalima. And Indiana Jones, it's got the classic thing that, like, as a kid, you go, oh, the good guy turns into a bad guy. And then he goes, Dr. Joe, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. And he goes, it ain't so, kid. And then, it's great. It's great. It's that great, Superman 2 has a very similar moment that makes it the best of the series as well. Superman 2.
You just like your shit dark. You like your Empire.
No, not necessarily. I don't know. It's the one that I saw the most, and then it goes back to Crusade is great. I mean, Crusade's pretty dark. They're all pretty dark. People's faces are melting off. Yeah.
I mean, when he drinks from the cup, and it's so badass in Last Crusade when he drinks from the cup, and then it just goes.
Yeah. Ilsa, honey, you gotta give me your hand.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can get it. And then he follows her.
Oh, I was so in love with her.
Really?
Yeah.
That must have really been a tough one for you. Because she ended
in love
up
with a Nazi. Yeah.
Yep.
I dealt with that.
Rough.
I had to deal with that.
Rough. Yep. Oh man.
And the boat.
You didn't have sex with yours? I think we really need to make that.
But you said
you had sex with yours too. He's like, I was just going along. I felt. Yeah, it's great. The Carpenter's Cup. Yeah. Truly the cup of a...
Only the penitent man.
Penitent man. But in the Hebrew alphabet.
Penitent man kneels before God.
Yeah.
Kneel.
That's right. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is that not the same movie? They're best. Losers always whine about the. Let's ride. We're just
jumping around.
That's great. But you said, and you got that great British actor that pals around with Connor. Oh yeah, Denholm Elliott. Or are you talking about? Yeah, Denholm Elliott. You're not talking about Sala. Spelt with an I. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Sala.
Yeah, who's in 1 and 3?
1 and 3.
Yeah.
They made him a lot funnier in 3.
Yeah.
But he was funny in 1.
Dude, Temple of Doom is great. Temple of Doom is awesome. It's awesome. Look, man, someone's got to be the unpopular right guy, and that's me, and I'm happy with it. Love that he's just as much of a scholar as he is an adventurer. Yeah, right. Because he spends a lot of classroom time, doesn't he? No, sure. Which is why 3 is better than 1. Why? Because Sala? Wait, what? I don't know. I gotta go poop my pants and change my brother's cat's litter box.
Cool. Just before we leave, what does Denholm say? When he's with Sean Connery, I think they're in the tank. And he's like, and they're like, I thought they were like doing like a song or he's like from their scholar days and nah, never mind. I'm gonna go home and watch it. I mean, yeah, he
He's a scholar. He goes, it belongs in a museum.
Yeah. He's a grave robber.
Yeah.
He's a grave robber.
Yeah.
He gets paid to go rob graves, and then his moral, little out is that he's like, oh, I put it in a museum. You also got paid for it.
Yeah. Just knock them both out at the same time. Low road poop in the litter box. You know what I have though? So we need to at one point. You don't even know what I'm going to say. Smallpox. Hepatitis B.
The pen is mightier than the sword. Yes, that's what it is.
The penis mightier. Sorry. Trying back.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
No,
Thank you. That was going to bug me all night. Thank you for reminding me of that.
He's a Tomb Raider, just with less dumb jumping puzzles. So maybe we can do, when we do Indiana Jones, for whatever reason, because we do not need to do these movies. No,
we should. Dude.
We do
that'll
need
be
to
great.
Do it.
And then that'll be intense.
Because here's another thing that I'd like to do at some point. We're going to start instituting. I mean, we kind of do this anyway, but like, I'd like to do like formal, like debates.
I would love to do formal debates.
Bring in like Moody or something if we need like, because like
a mediator,
like a series of like. Well, he's not going to be a mediator. Screw that.
Yeah,
guy.
no,
he's no way. He's not objective. But what we do need to bring him in and do that thing where we discover where we all diverge.
Yeah.
But I want to kind of do a series called In Defense Of, where occasionally you take a movie that you love, that you feel like everyone hates, and I'll take a movie. I guess I've got a lot more of those that
I'm trying to think of like stuff.
Because I'll be dude. I'll take all comers.
Like what else?
Batman versus Superman.
I know that
I'll take all comers on. Also, it can also be. It doesn't have to be like that. It can be a movie that like deserves far more recognition than it got. For me, one of them is like Steve Jobs. Like I love that movie.
Never
that
saw
movie's
it. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, people should have seen this. 22 episodes of Indie Teaching Archaeology. Right. He does a lot of research, a lot of clever deductions, and he's a teacher. He's very much also a teacher. Sure, we just don't see the teaching part. But yeah. Who is Indie? I want to see a spin-off series. I don't really want to see this, but I want to see a spin-off series about Indy's substitute teacher, who keeps just kind of being like, oh gosh, okay.
I want to follow around the girl who wrote on her eyelids, "I love you."
Yeah. So when we do Indiana Jones, I've got.
Oh, you got a game?
Can't show you. I've got.
Oh, they have a Last Crusade game?
Yes.
Is it what kind of game is it?
I'll show you. It is. Steve Jobs is a good movie. It's a fantastic movie. I just watched clips of it and it made me effing cry. It's freaking beautiful. I love it. Steve Jobs' Temple of Doom though is freaking rad. It's this kind of movie. I mean, this kind of game. It's like a point-and-click adventure game.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah?
Hell yeah. Who made this?
Say people who did. Have you played a game called The Curse of Monkey Island? Because it's the greatest game of all time.
No.
Oh, my gosh. It'd be cool. Man. Yeah, if we could be. Doesn't look riveting.
Is it good?
I've never played it. But, yeah.
I like that that's how they're like, give them a little taste.
Yeah.
Show them the bedroom scene in the beginning.
Where he just looks around and
he's looking at his record player.
Is that the old LucasArts stuff? Yes. Monkey Island is great. Monkey Island, it is bad. It's a bad game? No. It can't be. We'll play a little bit, but we can make fun of it and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, we'll do that. We're going to watch The Deer Hunter next week.
Deer Hunter next week.
Heaven's Gate the week after that. Then we're going to do Jaws and Star Wars because that's just how you close it out. That is how the new Hollywood movement died. A long time ago. We'll do a whole thing. All right, guys. Hey, as always, every time, I can't tell you how much I love doing this, and I love it that you're here sharing it with us. Thank you for showing up for this very special episode.
Yeah.
Of Filmography. And watching.
And happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy freaking Halloween.
It's coming up. Wednesday.
Jaws plus Star Wars shorter than Heaven's Gate. I mean, that's pretty telling, isn't it? from both ends. Like seriously, but
Yeah.
from both ends. Like it's like, thanks for a great movie night. Absolutely, we'd love to do
Thank
more.
you.
Whether we're doing public domain ones or whether we're just doing it via Discord, it would be great. So yeah, guys. I'm gonna let's see. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna put it on pause for a second. I'm gonna walk our buddy Jeff out to make sure he don't get eaten by zombies. I'm gonna come back with this same mustache, and I'm either gonna say goodbye or we're gonna do some more stuff. And I also need to go make sure my brother's cats are okay and a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know why I started talking like that.
Now this is pod racing.
Here's another great idea I had. I'm not gonna tell these people, tell everyone in public. Someone's gonna steal it. I want to do. You're like, I gotta go home. I want to do a thing. You ever see that? You saw that comedy documentary called The Aristocrats?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to do just a vignette of Disney characters telling, just like cut together the dirtiest, most horrible, whatever, and then they go, "The Aristocats."
I gotta go.
Yeah, see you later. All right, I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
Night, everybody.
All right.